Man them, girl them, every them, all of them. Spurs community, people in the chat, big yourselves up each and every time. It's Spurs Kings TV. Listen, I've been away for a second, I need a little break. I said to man, I was on the beach. I weren't lying. I had my rum punch, you know what I'm saying? Had my pina colada. I had my Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? All of that good stuff. A bit of sun. I was in DR. I was loving life. I didn't want to come back for a minute. I turned my phone off, but now we're here, but we move. You know I'm that guy when it comes to transfers, bro. That's my thing. So I'm gonna keep it real calm today. Like I've got a couple guests on. We're gonna see how it moves, see how we roll. I've got Mr. Box Office TV in the house. How are you doing, my broski?
I'm good. I need a holiday as well, to be honest with you. Because I'm just pretty fed up. I'm good. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm good. It's good to thanks to invite me back. Asthmatic. If I'm really honest, I wasn't gonna come on another stream, but you asked me, and you know you're my boy. Um, because I respect you, and that's it. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's good to see Deji on the stream, even though he's going to talk a load of waffle. But anyway, moving on. But I still love him anyway, regardless. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's good to see everybody, and yeah, let's get into it.
Deji, what are you telling me, bro? It's been a minute, man.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
How you doing?
Bro, you left me. Do you know what I mean? You left me in the wilderness. You went to do your holiday. You didn't even give man an invitation. So I feel like you done man a bit dirty there. So just know that after the show, I might have to just pick that up with you. You know, on a sly one. No, just kidding. I'm delighted that you were able to have a break. I've been alright. I've just been in the trenches, working flat out. So man is exhausted. But I'm looking energized tonight because I've got my bro back and I've got Mr. Box Office. Do you know, when you've got Mr. Box Office, you already know it's going to be fireworks. It's going to be fire in the booth, you know, like that. So I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, Box Office, it's high time you get behind your team. I expect to see you in your Tottenham, in the new Tottenham kit in the next week or so, shaking your bum violently for our club. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all the positive comments you're going to
Hey, let's stay with that. All right, let's stay with that. You know what? I'm in that kind of mood, innit? What do you think we need, bro, to keep up with the rest of the bunch? Because I see Arsenal, they're in for certain man like Sesko. Man United are in for Sesko. Chelsea are in for Sesko. Man City, obviously, they're Man City, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Liverpool are there. Big up to everyone in the chat as well, man. Hold tight, you guys. I didn't even put the chat up, man. Sorry, man. I got no manners, man. Big up to Angelo. Big up to who's there in the building? Razor Blazer. Hold tight, you, my brother. Yes, and what K4? Yeah, I can't even say the names, mad. But yeah, big yourself up as well. But yeah, man, listen, because it's a real talk. Everyone's got different ambitions, different ideas. Obviously, we we did Werner. I said I wasn't going to talk about him, but Werner came through the door as the first signing. Some people are saying, look, slow down, listen, hold on. You know, the window's not open, calm down. Everyone's losing their mind. When the window opens, then we can move, we can talk. But talking back to that point, I don't know who wants to go first, but where do we move? How far are we from that pack, and what do we need to get forward? How do we need... Well, how can we move forward? Because you said to Box Office, bro, you need to jump on it. But like from the point of view, he's seeing Werner come through the door and he's like, raw, he don't look like a real gunman. Yeah.
No, he's not a gunman. And I did a stream the other day about the Timo Werner. The Timo Werner thing, I'm not gonna lie, it was very disappointing. The only positive I can take is that it's a loan extension. If Timo Werner had any self-respect, he wouldn't even have signed that contract, because Tottenham said, we're going to bring you on loan, and if we like you, we're going to pay for you. The fact that we've extended the contract means the loan offer means we weren't convinced in the first place. So the fact that Timo has even agreed to that means that he's a bit of a waste man, to be honest with you, and that's why I don't really want him at my club. But let's move forward. How far are we behind the big guns? Well, we're not far. Because apart from that, as long as Timo Werner is the idiot signing that we make, and we make positive signings after that, we're not far. I think, though, what is really important is that we make a statement signing. There is no way we can start the season without a statement. And the first statement that I like to see is my brother Eze. If Tottenham bring in Eze through the door, that is very good business. If you're an Arsenal fan sit up, City fans sit up, everybody sits up and says, okay, sit back. We have to put some respect on Tottenham Hotspur because these men are taking the thing serious. Now, Adrian put in the chat, Gimenez. If we get Gimenez or Ivan Toney, I don't really mind which one. Ivan Toney, the only thing I'm saying is I would take Ivan Toney for 40 mil. I'm not sure I would take Ivan Toney for 60 mil. But that aside, Toney, Gimenez, Eze, one of them strikers with Eze, yeah, those are moves. We're making moves in the right direction. Get rid of Højbjerg, get rid of Emerson, get rid of Skip, get rid of the deadwood. And now that is a positive start to the season. And then after that, for me, it's a couple of Van der Vens. Couple of unknowns that you got to Google, you know, Danny Rose style. Google them if you don't know. And they could turn out to be decent players. I know Tottenham been linked with a couple other wingers. So for me, we might not be going for big boy names. I just done a stream and someone said Morgan Gibbs. I can take Morgan Gibbs. You know, I can take Eze. I can take a Gomez. I can even take Cunha from Wolves. All of them, man, I can take them. Those will definitely strengthen our squad and make us a bit more competitive moving forward in the new season. That one I can shout for. The only thing about Gimenez that I will say is I don't trust the Portuguese league. I don't trust the French league. I don't trust the Dutch league. I don't even bloody trust the German league. So any striker coming from any of them leagues, I'm not sure they're able to hit the ground running. And I would rather go for Toney, who's proven that he can bag goals in the Prem, than take a gamble on an unknown. That's the only thing I have to say.
Cool. And you think so? Eze and Toney, that's enough for you. We get those two.
No, it's not enough.
But I'm just saying, you're saying it's a start, innit? If we get Eze, Toney,
bro, if you get Eze and Toney, that's guaranteed top 4 already.
All right.
If we had Eze and Toney this season, we would have finished 4th, guaranteed.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna hand over to box office because I know you've got a slightly different mindset to the whole window at the moment, and we spoke behind stage about characters and what we kind of need. And you've seen Timo Werner come through the door, and you're not so as enthusiastic as my friend over here, the extinguishing gentleman at the top of my right-hand corner, Deji, talking about getting a Spurs kit. Where do you sit on it? How far are we from this pack? When I talk about the pack, I'm not just talking about the Arsenal and the Man City who are clearly above us, and Liverpool. I'm talking about the Chelseas. Like Chelsea's looking to get Elise.
I forget Chelsea, man.
They're trying to get Sesko. They're trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Man United, they're trying to rebuild. They're trying to go again. Do you know what I'm saying? Newcastle, Aston Villa. By the way, people, I don't know if you're watching, but Orstein's talking about what's it called? Gallagher wants to.
Hell no.
They're trying to do the move for Gallagher.
Hell no.
Most people, I know it's a split. Again, we're split on this one. So people want Gallagher, some people don't. But anyway, Villa are moving. They're doing their thing. That's the point I'm trying to say. But where do you stand on this whole transfer business, this transfer activity? Are you as excited? Are you on board? Or are you not? Talk to me, bro.
I'll just go back to what I said in June last year. Like I've not changed since then. And the only thing that's changing me at the moment, I think we're making huge mistakes in the transfer window. Not that it really made a blind bit of difference, because that's not going to make my judgment on what happens across the season. Because Deji, again, he's a violin because he talks absolute waffle. Again, he's going to be waiting for me to be shaking my bum for anything for Tottenham anymore. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Timo Werner, well, I mean, it said it in itself when I called him the below average Shane Long. Useless. And his personality is nice. Another nice guy. How many players have we got that are nice? You know what I mean? The only the players that I think have got arrogance in our team is Bentancur, who I still think is a reject from Juventus, but still growing on me, right? But I can see that he's a winner all day long in his mindset. And Romero, let's be honest here. The others, you can forget it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, But box office.
Honestly, yeah, but the main event's still speaking. I listened to your waffle for 5 minutes already, bro. Let me finish, and then you can come back and rebuttal. My point is, yeah, is that like at the moment, right, the transfer window now, right, we've got in Timo Werner. We've now got a squad problem with foreign players. Oh, how many times have we heard that before, Tottenham fans? How many times have we heard that before? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And now we're going for rejects that we rejected before. Edwards, who is not a bad player, but we can't handle players with attitude, we were told. Even though the attitude players that did well for us last time, remember Berbatov? Remember Berbatov? Very quiet, very quiet. Oh, he was elite. He was elite, won trophies. Yeah. Bell, Gareth Bell, very quiet, didn't say nothing, won trophies. Yeah, that's top players. Top players. That's what I'm talking about. But we're talking about Gallagher, nice guy. Look what happened to nice guy Gallagher in the last season. Yeah, best player for Chelsea, but he bottled it in cup finals though, didn't he? Yeah, bottled it in cup finals. A great example of this, by the way. A great example. Dortmund. Yeah, right? You can make a prediction they're going to lose in that Champions League. You know why? You know that player that was the winger, yeah, that missed those couple of chances, yeah.
Adeyemi, I like him.
You could see straight away what was going to happen when he missed those chances. I knew strategy what was going to happen straight away. Boom, yeah. Real Madrid score the goals, yeah.
I'll take Adeyemi at Spurs.
That's what star players do every single time. You know what I mean? Because they've got the arrogance, they've got the mindset. They've got the mindset.
I don't want to interrupt you, box office.
Yeah, this is the point. This is the point I'm making. We're making mistakes already. Yeah, and all I'm hearing is the same old city, same old rhetoric. Yeah, and I'm not even that bothered that much, man. I'm not even that bothered about the transfer window. I can even see it myself.
Box office.
Go to you, Deji, to say what you need to say.
Yeah, no, sorry, I had to cut you short, man, because I didn't want you to embarrass yourself with the level of waffling that you've been doing tonight. And, you know, someone needs to pattern you, and that's my job. I've come to pattern Mr. Box Office. Now, the reason why I'm patterning you, my brother, is everything you're saying. First and foremost, just because we've been linked in the press with a certain player doesn't mean we're bringing in those dusty players. I don't want to see Gallagher at my club. But what I need to hear from you, Mr. Box Office, Mr. I'm going to change the game, who should Tottenham be going for, and who do you realistically expect should be walking in our door that's going to take our club to the next level? That's what I want to hear from you. How do we move forward? What are the players? I'm telling you, Eze. I'm telling you that Tony can do a thing. Name the players that's going to move our club along. Don't be telling me about Gallagher. Don't be telling me about Skip. I don't want to hear about them, man. Don't be telling me about Troy Parrott and Dane Scarlett. We all know that. Tell me your team, because a lot of these Tottenham fans, like Mr. Box Office, you man are like a nursery rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and then you stayed on the wall. Yeah? Because when you ask them a question, they go around in circles and do a little Rishi Sunak. I don't want to hear your little Rishi Sunak monologues. Who do Tottenham need that's going to push us closer to the big boys? Speak.
Over to you, bro.
By the way, you don't tell me where to speak, Deji. Mr. Box Office tells me when to speak. You know what I mean? So no. When the main event's speaking, no, because you had the way to start disrespecting Mr. Box Office, yeah. When you disrespect Mr. Box Office, you get bitten back. That's what happens every single time, yeah. So that's all that he needs to say, and that's it. Now let's get back to what I wanted to say, and that's it. And then also Deji, there's a little tune. Yeah, that you need to listen to. Bad to life, bad to reality. Try it sometime, you know what I mean? Try it sometime. But back to what I was going to say. Yeah, actually, if you actually waited for my my answer, by the way, I actually agree with you about Ivan Toney. Yeah, because the reason why is that I don't need to worry about Ivan Toney having the confidence to score goals. If he misses a chance, he'll still shrug his shoulder and say, I'll bang it in next week. I'll bang it in that week. You know what I mean? I don't really care about the attitude. Yes, it's a risk because we had Ndombele. Yes, we did have Ndombele, yes. But it gets to a point where I've got too many nice people at my club. Yeah, we've got Ollie Skip, nice guy. We've got Son, nice guy. We've got Richarlison, who used to be an arrogant player, but nice guy. Johnson, nice guy. Werner, very nice guy. You know what I mean? Too many nice guys at our club. We need arrogance. Yeah? Because the arrogant players get you over that line. Get over that line. Adrian Soka, get back in your box, bruv. In the chat, by the way, bruv. By the way, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, like I said, we've got too many nice guys. That's what I'm trying to say. So we need arrogant players. Because the only arrogant players we've got, like I mentioned before, is Bentancur, right? Because Bentancur's shown it. Yeah, and even though I called him a reject a couple of years ago, I'm still saying he's growing on me. And the next one is Romero, right? That's it, simple. Yeah. Other than that, other than Vicario, who needs to grow on me still, even though he did well last season, still need to see him next season. Other than that, I can't see it at the moment. I'm sorry, and that's it for me.
Would you take
You know
Eze
what I mean?
then? Would you be happy with Eze?
No, I don't know about Eze. I don't know about Eze. I think Eze's got the skill. I think he's got the quality, but I don't think he's got the mindset. I don't think he's got the mindset.
You think Elise's got the mindset?
I think Elise's got the mindset though. I think Elise's got the mindset. I think if you've got the right people around him, I think you can get something out of Elise more than Eze. Eze, I think there's too much of a nice guy in him. There's not a killer. No, it's not, don't escape the pun. Someone that's a killer in there. Instinct. That's what I'm saying. Elise's got it. At least I can see it. It's about characters now. Yeah, that's what gets you over that line. That's what makes you the top players. You can have the skill, you have the quality, and that's it.
Name a player who you think Spurs should be going for.
Well, so I just mentioned to you, Elise and Ivan Toney.
Yeah. Okay. So if we got Elise and Ivan Toney, you'd be happy.
Listen, I've said I'll be satisfied with what I've seen with those players. I was just saying those players are the ones that I think are the better ones at the moment. I'm not saying that they're going to improve the squad, no. But at the moment, those are the sort of players that I am looking at the moment.
Okay.
Because at the moment, I'm sorry, we've got too many people that are too much nice
I
guys.
agree. Look, all the deadwood that you just mentioned, I fully agree. But the only thing I disagree with is the Eze, because when you're looking at Crystal Palace, I would say that Palace would miss Eze more than they would miss Elise. I think Eze carries more of a presence. He's been carrying that club. At least, obviously, when they're together, they're like the Bash brothers. They bag up anyone. But I think Eze just has edged it over Elise. And that's why I think that Eze could come in. And I see him as a replacement to Son, because I think we need to start getting ready that Son's going to be 33 this season and he will be on his way out. And he's been a loyal servant. It's been great. But we need to start preparing for new times if we're going to be getting it over the line. But I think Eze can do a job.
I think the thing is at the moment, for me, is that the characters are just, and that's where the Timo Werner signing is setting a very bad precedent at the moment. And that's where I'm questioning Ange at the moment, if he's allowing that sort of thing at the moment. If he's saying that he wants to win the league, which he said quite clearly he wants to win the league, right? You need players that are going to be killers. I mean, the fact is, when you look at the fact of what's his name, the midfielder that the Swiss midfielder that left Arsenal, I forgot his name now, that went to Bayern Leverkusen. Xhaka. Yeah. He had arrogance. And look what happened when he went to Bayern Leverkusen. They won the league.
George, do you think if he stayed at Arsenal, he would have won a league with them?
You don't know, maybe. But this is the point. It's like, I mean, like I say, it comes down to now characters now. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, you know, a character like Gallagher wouldn't be a bad player to have in our squad, but you need, unfortunately, Gallagher is just that guy that he does what Goody Two Shoes. Unfortunately, you need somebody. If you're going to have a Gallagher in your team, you need somebody that has got quality to complement him. As far as I'm concerned, and that's it.
The one thing I would say, just to slightly push back on Mr. Box Office, is the fact that Eze came from the school of hard knocks. And for those who've come from the ends, you know what I'm talking about. The guy got several rejections to get to where he is. Do you get me? Almost every club in London rejected him before he got his little break at QPR, and the rest is history. And now he finds himself potentially playing for England in the Euros. Anyone like him, you know, my son is 9, so I know what's going on in terms of football and the kind of academy thing. But this brother's so humble that he ran the Eze tournament literally like a week or 2 ago. Young kids from London playing ball, kicking ball, doing their thing, and he was there live and direct. So I like a character that is still in touch with his roots and where he's from. He knows where he's come from. He had to work to get to where he is, a bit like Postecoglou. Postecoglou didn't have any favours. He's had to come from the school of hard knocks, ground up, to get to where he is. Those sorts of people, when the going gets tough, they're the ones who stand strong. It's the people like Arteta who've literally been given a silver spoon, not really had any difficulties in their life, who, when the pressure really hits the fan, you get me, they start to crumble once at a time. So for me, I think I think you're a bit harsh on him. I think maybe he might look like that. I think he's a bad man. What's he won? Bro, he's just started, bro.
Yeah, but what has he won?
He's just got it.
Well, that's the point. That's the point I'm making at the moment. I'm saying at the moment.
He got rejected by 6 teams, and then he went from QPR in his first season.
Okay, so if we're going to start that, conversation, we're going to start that conversation at the moment. If we're going to start that conversation at the moment, Foden's got how many trophies right now?
Yeah, but Foden's at Man City.
Yeah, cool. But at the same time, right? Football's a very short career. Very short career. Whether you work hard or not, regardless, right? It's a very short career. This guy's had so many injuries at the moment. So that's a question mark as well, right? So for me at the moment, right, we're gonna have to be. I'm being harsh. I'm gonna be harsh with him at the moment. What does he want? Because we've got the same thing with Son. We've got the same thing with Son at the moment. People saying, "Oh, he's a nice guy. He's done this and done that." Vardy's more decorated than him all day long. Sorry, but Jamie Vardy. No. If we're gonna go there, no. Sorry. Deji, you need to do your homework. Let me teach you some stuff. No. Let Mr. Boxoff teach you some lessons right now. Yeah, about quality and winning right now. Yeah, right. At the end of the day, Jamie Vardy is a very more decorated player at the moment, right? Because he gets the job done. And he's won trophies. By the way, won the trophy with Leicester in the Championship, by the way, to get them back up again.
And are you counting that as a trophy?
Well, no, but I'm just making the point. I'm making the point.
Don't make that point.
You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want because Deji, it hurts. It hurts because the truth hurts. The truth hurts.
Pull you out today.
The truth, no, you could call me out all you want, bruv. I've been benched so many times, bruv. I just benched just an hour ago, bruv. I don't really care. So the point I'm making is, because you call for Mr. Box Office, you're getting Mr. Box Office back in your building right now. The point I'm making is,
championship a trophy.
Yeah, but whether it's a trophy or not, he still won the trophy, bro. He still won the trophy. Yeah, he's still got an FA Cup and he's still got a Premier League. What has Human Song got? What has Human Song got? What has Human Song got? What has Human Song got?
Alex, let me tell you something.
Cool, yeah, go on then.
The difference between me and you is I enjoy talking about my club. And I think you are an actor. And I love this. This character and this persona is very interesting. You literally what you do is you switch off, you see that room you're in, you switch off the light and you write a little character profile of how you're going to be. Because I don't believe any crap that is coming out of your mouth. The other thing is, Alex, which I'm finding very, very disappointing, is I realized that when you should have been watching ball, you were doing geography. Because you've never kicked ball in your life. The fact that you could say that Vardy is a better player than Son, that is it. No one can chat to you because you are chatting hella rubbish. Are you going to tell me that Jamie Vardy is better than Kane? Are you going to say it? Say it with your mouth right now that Vardy is better than Kane. And then I know I'm done with you.
I know he's rattled already, bro. He's rattled already because I did say he's better than Son, didn't I?
Is he better than Kane?
That's right. Did I actually say that he's better than Son?
You said Vardy's better than Son.
No. Did I say he's actually better than Son? I said he's decorated. A decorated player, isn't it?
Did
I say that?
This is the second time already
Exactly. He's just getting rattled, isn't he? See, Deji. You know that bottle I just drank? That's your tears, bruv. That's your tears of you just absolutely waffling to pieces. Calling me an actor. That's a low one for you, bro. That's a low one for you, bro. That's all I need to say. You just got rattled on Spurs Kings TV by Mr. Box Office. Click that and that's it. Back to you, Ashmatic. I'm done. Done my job.
All right, let me go on. Finish your point. I wanna interject as well. Go on.
What today? I am taking Alex's head off. I apologize to you from now, and I'm not apologizing to Alex because Alex, the thing that is box office about Alex is the level of waffle. I'm convinced that none of us can keep track with what you're saying, my bro. None of us. I don't even think you know what you're saying. Because twice I've had to draw you out and you've had to rewind. You are Mr. Rewind, Craig David. You get me? Rewind. Let me can't say both. That is you, mate. Craig David, rewind. You don't know what you're saying, bro. You don't know what you're saying. And I'm here to chop you up. That's what it's going to be.
Hey,
is that supposed to make me actually really really scared? I can't believe that. Anyway, back to you. Sorry, Matt. Sorry. I was just perplexed by that. Anyway, moving on. Yeah.
I wanted to ask a serious question because I want to throw it back to you, Dej, as well. I think what Alex is trying to get at is that when you're trying to get over the line, and this is where Spurs has failed over the many seasons, many years. We've been like called the bridesmen, the nearly men, all of that. Also going through at the moment. Even when we had our 2016, 2017 team. And to be fair, they were a bunch of nice guys. We had Ericsson, we had Ali. Actually, Ali was nice, but you get what I'm trying to say. We had a few nice guys in that team. When it comes to winning, like sometimes you just need that kind of needle, that kind of prick. You know what I'm saying? When I say prick, I don't mean a swear word. But yeah. I'm talking about those kind of characters that they're really unhappy with not winning. They're actually winners. Too many nice guys. It's like you don't get it over the line. They're like, oh, maybe next season. It's a bit like the fan base as well, because, for example, some people will look at Timo Werner, and I said at the start, he's not really a gunman. He ain't a shooter. So when he's in front of goal, and I know you're not a fan of Werner either, but I'm just using that as an example. Some fans will make excuses for him and say, oh, but you know what he can do? He's, look at his stats, look at this. If he was at a Man United, we would be laughing, let's be real. Or if he was at like an Arsenal, like, you know what I'm trying to say, we'll be ripping into him. But when he puts our shirt on, all of a sudden we kind of make that kind of a woolly jumper for them. We kind of look after them, like a bit like Brennan Johnson. I'm not even talking about the price tag, because put the price tag aside, I was rooting for Brennan. I was. But I feel like we got the wrong lighty on that occasion. Yeah, I'm saying I would have preferred MGW. I'll be real. Yeah. So do you think we are missing a few more like characters that have actually won stuff? Because I think that's what he was getting at. We need a couple winners. Like, for example, when I was looking at some of the Dutch players, I want a Dutch player that had won a trophy, lifted it up. Even though it's a lower league, at least he has the mentality, because when we got Toby and Jan, both of them had won like trophies. Even Ericsson won the trophies in their respective league. They brought that kind of mentality to the club, and before you knew it, you had Ange. He mixed it up, and then before you know it, the levels up. So do you think we do need some of those characters in terms of like real killers? Get over the line, like ruthlessness in the club.
100%. I mean, Romero stands out as someone that I think is a no nonsense. I think even Van de Ven, your doggy, you can see he's about that life. I think Basuma, Benton, Cole, like my brother said, even Madders, you know what I mean? These men are ready to fight. Richarlison's ready to fight. And I talked about, me and you did the pre-match stream against Arsenal. We talked about the Warriors, ready to go to war. So yeah, Alex's point on that is right. The thing I kind of slightly disagree with is this kind of overemphasis that any minor trophy gives you a mentality. That for me is hogwash. Because I feel like there's players like Eze that hasn't won anything that can step up and become a winner. There's players like Pedro Neto that ain't won nothing that can step up and become a winner. Someone's got to start somewhere, and every player's journey is different. So you can't knock a player because their journey ain't the same as a next man's journey. You had Mandem winning trophies sitting on the bench at Man City or you got man them doing bits at Crystal Palace. Which one do you want? Do you want the one that's been on the bench and got trophies, or do you want the player that is beating Liverpool at Crystal Palace? I know which one I would rather go for. The pedigree, beating Liverpool, beating United with Palace, them sitting on the bench and getting some cheap, easy trophy, in my opinion. So I get it. I think there is an overemphasis on because someone's won a trophy that brings a winning mentality. No, the winning mentality comes from the club. It comes from the manager. It comes from the expectations of the fan base. And it comes from just wanting it more. And you're right. That's maybe where the Xhakas of this world come in. How badly do you want it? Nowadays, I see lazy players. When players lose a match, they're not bothered. Basuma's up in the club in central London. You get me, wearing his Louis Vuittons and popping bottles. I don't want to be seeing that crap. It's good to see Basuma is doing little stories on his Instagram that he's working in the gym trying to get ready for the new season. That's what I want to see. Not man them popping bottles. But yeah, you need fighters, but you need good players, man. And for me, with Postecoglou, let him. That's why he talks about he's not wanting big names. He wants players that are hungry. If we get three or four Van der Vens this summer, you get me, a Van der Ven, a Udogie, the sort of impact them two brothers had. Could you imagine if we go out and get 4 of them? 4 brothers, and it could be anyone. It could be Gibbs. It could be Eze. Could be Tony. Whatever. But you get 4 of those men added to the current squad, and we're cooking. We're cooking nice. And I think we should always leave room for that. Yes, Timo Werner, that little loan move there is an idiot move. It is. I can't even lie to you. That, for me, was one of the most underwhelming things. And if we bring in Conor Gallagher, I won't be on this show anymore. Because I'll be doing streams for MK Dons. Do you know, like that, if I see Conor Gallagher at our club. And so I don't ever want to see that brother in my life. However, let's bring in the man then. We've been linked with Edison, Atalanta, my bro, for you. Do you get me? Edison, if he came in to do the number 6 role, why don't we go out and get Ademola Lookman? These are all trophy winners. If we want to do the trophy thing, let's do it. Do you get me? Romero has won the bloody World Cup. Let's not forget that. Do you get what I'm saying? Van der Ven could be a European winner by the time the summer comes and goes. Do you get what I'm saying? So there are things that Tottenham are putting in place, but also we need to also have the eyes. Can we see potential? Can we see the Caicedos of this world? Can we see the up and coming? Because where Tottenham get it wrong is that we want to go for players when it's too late. Why didn't we go for Isak? I was saying for Tottenham, we should have gone for Isak long time ago. Why do we want to go for him now? It's too late. So we need to have our eyes open. And I'm hoping under this Lange guy, we can do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Konsa, look at Konsa. Look at all these players that are there. Louise, Watkins. Do you get me? We had the opportunity to get these brothers in from time and we didn't. Bailey, we didn't do it. So we need to have eyes to go out and get these people.
No, wait. Let me just switch it to box office quick. Do you think, because obviously Deji's on the wave where, we're going to pattern up. We're going to get the 4 brothers that we need that have quality in it. And that's where we're going to bridge the gap. Do you believe that to be true? Do you think we can get those 4 players of quality, or do you see the same old happening? As you alluded earlier into the show, you said players like, quote you, Marcus Edwards. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of the foreign quota, we need an academy player, homegrown. Now, all of a sudden, you've got Edwards on the right wing and you've got Werner on the left wing. Are those guys going to help us bridge the gap when you've got Chelsea doing what they do? You know what I'm saying? Man, you doing what they're doing. Villa getting stronger. Newcastle, obviously, they're not going to be sitting on or resting on their laurels. Do you know what I'm saying? So, look, people in the chat, I'm doing devil's advocate, by the way. So I'm throwing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even putting my point of view across, but I'm just throwing it to Alex because, to be fair, has he got a point? Are we living in La La Land thinking that we're going to get 4 quality signings, or are we going to get your Kevin Walker-Peters that we're linked with? Because again,
but Walker-Peters is a baller, though, I think.
I don't know, it's debatable, but I'm just saying for Alex, I don't know. Do you think Carl Walker-Peters is the answer to take us to the next level? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just what I'm throwing
I've
to
got
him.
nothing against Walker Peters, but the point I'm making is that I just at the moment I just don't think we're doing things right at the moment. I just don't think we are. I just think we're not going for the quality signings that we need at the moment. And again, like I say, it wouldn't change my mind of what I feel at the moment about the team. I don't think we're a great team. I'm not convinced at all at the moment, and it's just put me even further what I feel at the moment, and that's it for me. I need to also add this about Timo Werner. This is the last thing I'll say about Timo Werner. The wages are a massive problem, because the fact is this guy is supposed to be a backup, and again, I don't like the word backup. Now everyone's saying the same thing I'm saying, by the way. Mr. Box Office that said it the first time round. Now everyone's saying it, yeah. So I need the receipts, and everyone's saying thank you to Mr. Box Office for that one. I'll tell you that for a fact. But the point I'm making is that now he's got the wages he's getting at the moment. Romero's looking at this and sitting there thinking, what's going on? So that's a problem. That's a massive problem. Yeah, that they didn't need to cause themselves, and that's it for me. Yeah. Now, listen. Right, people will say whatever they want to say about Eze and all these other players as well, and that's it for me. But the fact that we're going around, and we've also been linked with this Fulham striker now, Muniz as well. It just seems a scattergun approach, which just sounds like another strategy who's supposedly cooking again.
What can I just say with the
which for me isn't the way. For me, is the way that we should be doing business. Again, another thing as well. We're trying to copy this Brighton philosophy, which is cool. It's cool, but Brighton have not won nothing. You get what I'm saying? So it's all right doing it the Brighton way, but there needs to be a end goal here. And again, Deji talking absolute waffle again, because what is the ultimate goal of the club? No one's told me what the ultimate goal of the club is. You know what I mean? The only person that's told me the ultimate goal for himself is Ange Postecoglou. That's the only thing that I've heard at the moment. Nothing from the club. Nothing from the club. So no one's telling me that this is going to be an own goal and it's going to be all roses and that's it. So if Deji's telling me, if Deji's been listening to la things at the moment, that the club have told him that we're going to do something, I don't know where he's heard it from, because no one said, no statements come out from the club saying anything at the end of the day.
I believe
that's a fact. The point is that and whether tier one journalists say it, I don't really care. The club needs to say it. They need to have a bottle to say it. They get paid enough money to do these things. You know what I mean? That's good business, by the way. But anyway, that's enough said. The point I'm making is that at the moment I don't see where we're going with this, because we've got loads of strikers at the moment that are on our books at the moment. Timo Werner, Brendan Johnson, Richarlison, Son. You've got Solomon still at the moment, and you still got Gil at the moment. So for me, you're going to have to get rid of one of those. And I mean, and at the moment, you're going to keep Timo Werner now for next year. You still got Brendan Johnson. The strike force was the main area where I said we needed to improve, because that was a problem last season. You know what I mean? Because we lost games, because we missed chances. If you look at the stats, which I don't care about the stats, but that's even backing me up, and I don't even need to look at the stats, because I can see it for myself. Yeah, Brendan Johnson missed how many chances last season? You know what I mean? Yeah, Timo Werner missed chances last season. That cost us in games. Yeah, it's going to be the same next season with more games next season. Yeah. So for me, and then you're going to have people having problems with confidence. Yeah, you don't need that sort of thing. You need someone that's going to just say, you know what I mean? Just snap it. Keep on snapping. Keep on snapping. That's what mindset is. You know what I mean? I think people completely forget, because they don't remember the 90s. Manchester United, their strike force. Yeah. Andy Cole, Dwight York. Yeah. Teddy Sheringham, Solskjaer. Yeah. Them four players didn't get on with each other. Andy Cole and Sheringham couldn't stand each other. Could not stand each other. Yeah. What did they do? They won championships. They won Champions Leagues. They won FA Cups. That's what they did.
Okay.
Top players.
We're on our way to doing that.
Deji, stop living in la la land.
Well,
Stop living in la la land. What are you talking to me about? Talk real to me, bruv. Talk real to me, bruv.
Let me talk real to you, because you're out here rubbing people's heads like you know what they're feeling.
Bruv, I'm talking real, bruv. What are you talking about?
How do you know they're gonna lose their confidence? Shut your mouth. You ain't got a
bro, don't tell me to shut my mouth, bruv. I'm still talking, bruv. Don't talk to have some respect, bruv. Have some respect. Don't tell me to shut my mouth.
Bro, you don't know what's going on in their head, Alex. So hush your gums and
I'm not gonna hush my gums, bruv. I'll tell it how it is, bruv.
Let me tell you what is going on.
Don't tell me ever to shut my mouth, bruv, yeah? That's how you say. You don't tell the middle event to shut up, bruv. I'll just keep on speaking, bruv, and disrespect you, bruv.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah?
No disrespect, yeah? No disrespect. But Ash pull it up for you in your face, where it says that Spurs haven't set themselves a budget. Yeah? They're not sending themselves a budget.
You believe that?
We're gonna keep it flexy, and if we need something, we can go and get it because our budget is healthy. When you see statements like that, you should be shaking your bum violently for our club instead of chatting rubbish and allowing steam.
Bro, I've heard that statement how many times every single year. Every single year.
But anyway, let's continue. Now, let's see who Tottenham is going to be bringing in. Yeah, because if we bring in these already, all the players you named are all the players that the club have mentioned is on the chopping board. So you don't need to tell us what we already know. We already know that Brian Gill, we want him out the door. Ndombele, we want him out the door. Skip, we want him out the door. Højbjerg, we want him out the door. We know. I even want Kulusevski out the door. How about that? And he's not on the chopping board. But hey, that's another conversation. Now what we need to do is bring in the brothers, yeah? The Edisons of this world, the Ezes of this world. We've got that Bergvall young brother coming through. All of these men that can come and do their thing. Now, the thing that I like about Postecoglou is he's won. He's a winner. Do you get what I'm saying? If he's telling you that our club is going to be in a title race, then that means they've already got agreements lined up as to the players that they need that's going to take us through. Remember, that squad, he only brought in 3 players prior to Jan. Van der Ven, Madders, and Vicario. And we already saw a dramatic improvement in our style of play and how we go about our matches. He just has to do the same again, 4 or 5. Tottenham have already said, that is the statement, we are going to bring in quite a few players. The Athletic has already confirmed that Tottenham's going to be, I think even Fabrizio Romano confirmed that Tottenham is going to have a busy summer. What does that tell you? It tells you that we know what's wrong with our yard and we're going to spend the summer fixing the yard. So there's no point you telling me about, oh, you're going to be rubbing some of the players' head about their confidence. How do you know? There might not be any confidence issues because if we hit the ground running and we're sourcing and we're not having any injuries, we can do our thing. The only reason why Arsenal were able to do what they were able to do is because they had hardly any injuries, my brother. We might go this season with hardly any injuries and be right up there. So let's just cool the dog. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's just relax because actually it's not that bad. Let's see who we bring in. If come end of the summer, Alex, we're left with Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner, and Conor Gallagher signing or starting for Spurs, I'm not going to lie to you. Me, from that point, I become an MK Dons fan. That's it. Me, I'm going down to League 1 or 2, and I'm just going to sit there, you know, with my little hot dog. Do you know what I mean? And my little pint, and I'm just going to be watching lower league football because I'm not going to stand for that crap. But if we bring in Van der Ven's, your doggies, and all of that other things, then we might have something. And remember, Muniz and Tony is a good look. Muniz, I agree with Alex. He can't be our main striker. However, you could bring him in as a striking option. So, bro, it ain't that bad. If Tottenham are going to bring in Muniz, he's never going to be our main man.
Right. Can I come back? Can I just rebuttal? Can I rebuttal? Because I listened to. I sat there quietly while he was waffling, and I was getting the violin out as well for it.
Go ahead.
My point is, no, I'm not, because I saw it last season and I saw it the season before as well, that they were weak. Yeah, I saw these players that were weak. Kulusevski, weak. Yeah. He only turned up last part of the season. last game against Sheffield United, who already relegated. Sorry, not my guy anymore. I tell you that for a fact. Yeah, right. You talk about Richarlison. He's still going to be here. It looks like. Yeah. No. I'm sorry. Doesn't do it for me at all. Yeah. Right. Brendan Johnson still going to be here. Yeah, because I'm not going to sell him after paying 50 million. You having a laugh? Yeah. They've all got weak mentality. Weak mentality. That's the problem. Yeah, they ain't got the confidence. Like I said, they're all talking right now. You're hearing them right now. You're seeing all the statements coming from Romero, Maddison, Kulusevski, all of them. All of them. Yeah, I've seen this before, Deji. Yeah. And you're telling me, you're trying to persuade me by talking to me like that, saying to me that I need to be positive. Don't get out of here, bruv. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're telling me to be positive. I listen to more Ashmatic.
Why are you taking us
listen
back?
to more Ashmatic. Ashmatic's giving me more better points this year than you've just given me right now. You give me absolute waffle.
So do you
absolute
think...
waffle. I'm sorry. No, I'm angry now because you chatted absolute waffle to me. Absolute waffle. You're actually insulting me now, Bob. Yeah, you're telling me. Yeah, but this is to be positive. What's changed, bruv? What has changed? What has actually changed, bruv? Nothing. Yeah. I was on my bloody holidays right now on the beach, and you're telling me that's crap that you're just telling me right now, bruv. Absolute crap. Yeah? I'm not hearing that crap again. Back to you, Smack, and I'm done. If you don't know, get to know. And I'm done with this guy. Honestly, crap.
Can I ask Alex a question before you?
Yeah, go on.
So this is the point I've been trying to make all evening. Alex, do you know what you just said?
No, I know what I just said, Bob. It's this absolute crap that you just said.
No, Alex,
you just said absolute crap. I'm just honestly, you're telling me to say, oh, just wait to see these players sourcing. What am I waiting to be sourcing, bro? I've seen Kulusevski for 2 seasons. He's crap. I've seen Kulusevski for 2 seasons. He's crap.
Yeah, but I'm not talking.
Yeah, I've been told. You're telling me. You've heard some from the tier 1 journalists, right? That we've got no budget. Great, Jeji. I've heard that last year, bruv. Go back last year and hear it.
You didn't hear that last year.
Yes, I did hear it last year. I heard it last year. We got money last year, bruv.
Were you happy
money last year, bro?
All right. Were you happy with Van der Ven this season?
Bro, it's fine. It was fine last season, Bob. But again,
okay, so
like I said, no, because I've heard this before again.
Were you happy
let me correct you. Let me correct you. No, let me correct you because you're gonna start talking to me saying, "Oh, he's sourcing for the first season." Again, no expectations this season, bro. No expectations this season.
Were you happy with Van der Ven?
Bro, he's been okay this season, yeah. Okay, moving on. He's got to do better next season. Let's move on. What other side are you going to talk to me about now?
Were you happy with your doggy?
He's okay. Let's move on. He's got to do better next season. Let's move on.
So far, we've had 2 yeses.
No. Again, Deji. Just because you're trying to change my words and trying to confuse my words a little bit now. No, Deji. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Yeah. Okay. Stop changing my wording. Stop changing my wording. No. Stop changing my wording. Stop changing my wording. No. Deji. Don't change my wording. I've told you he was okay this season. Yeah. He's got to do better next season. Let's move on.
But I like Ash. Let me speak to Ash real quick. I like if someone is okay, it means they did all right. No. Or do I not understand English language?
I think what he's saying, like in terms of us pushing on, in terms of if we're going to do something different, because he's saying he's been there before. In terms of like the drop off, the level, we do well for a little bit, and then we go.
No, but
he's saying like, boom, like you see, like your doggy. He sees flashes, but he needs them to be consistent. We need players that are consistent, like every game, and that's why he's saying okay. He's not saying good. He's not saying good. Because I hear what you're saying, because you're trying to say, right, he's saying they're good then, isn't it? Because Van der Ven, everyone can say, look, Van der Ven's good. He's trying to say Van der Ven's okay, only because he's trying to say, well, I need to see him do it again.
Can I be real?
Or I don't want the flash in the pan. Am I wrong? I don't know.
Can I be real? I think you're articulating something that Alex didn't even think of. I'm being real.
Great. Insulting me as well about my language as well, bro. Brilliant, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I didn't know we were in the chamber, bro.
Let me tell you why.
I didn't know that. But anyway, moving on.
The question was very simple. It's were these players were you happy with them? It's a yes or no.
It's
And
okay. It's okay.
You decided with a yes or no
No,
to give me
but no,
okay.
because if I
So
say yes to you,
Ash
you say,
was
oh
being-
yes, you are happy
Ash was
with it.
being polite to
Yes, you are happy
So
with
I'm
it.
keeping it real.
Yes, you are happy with it.
So
Yes.
let me tell you what. Let me answer for Alex because he needs help here. Let me
Oh,
answer.
for goodness sake, here we go.
You
Esmatic. This is why I hate Postecoglou, by the way. This is exactly why I hate Postecoglou, because this is exactly the sort of the same sort of attitude we get. Is that they can't let it like.
Let me finish though.
You're worse than bloody Jay. Honestly, I've never heard such a word in my life. Big up Jay, by the way.
For me, and big up to Paul, because you know it's very simple. It's a yes or no, isn't it? It's simple. If you don't think they were good enough, you say no. This brother's is Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and stayed.
No, I'm not Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. I've made it clear. No, but Deji, again, you got it wrong. You got it wrong. You got it wrong again. No, just to correct you. Just to correct you, because you keep on saying Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. That's not Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. I've told you clearly. Yeah, he's okay. I've told you. It's just that it doesn't satisfy your answer. That's the problem. So just to make it clear, because that's insulting. You just said that, by the way, and I've just now come back at you. Anyway, moving on.
You and your family
back to you to waffle on again.
You and your family member Rishi Sunak, you're a politician, bro. You can't answer a simple question. And I will keep saying it, and I'll say it again. All I wanted was a yes or no. I didn't need okay.
Yeah, but because I know what a yes or no is going to be like, bro.
I don't want to hear okay from your mouth. So anyway, moving forward, your doggy must have been all right because you said he was okay. Van de Ven was okay. Madders, were you happy with Madders?
He's not. He's been okay, but I don't think he's done a good season.
So there's 3 men that I've put to you tonight that you can't say you weren't happy with. They were all right. And I'm saying to you, based on that 3, if Postecoglou was to go out and get another 3 that you're okay with, isn't that all right? Isn't that okay?
No,
you're now going to tell me no.
No, did you?
The truth is, Mr. Box Office, Mr. AKA Negative, if you were truly unhappy, you wouldn't be saying okay.
Okay, mate. Okay, mate.
No.
Okay, mate.
And so that means your doggy done well, Van de Ven done all right, and Madders done all right. And I'm saying to you, if Postecoglou has shown us that he can bring in players that even satisfies Mr. Negative of the internet, then who's to say that he ain't going to bring in 3 or 4 players this summer that is going to satisfy Mr. Negative of the internet?
Hey, let me come in on this a little bit. How we doing, by the way, boys? Good to see you both.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I'm interested to see why Jay's just joined, but anyway, this is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be an interesting one.
I was like, say my name and I will appear. Don't worry about that. Beetlejuice, man.
Here we go. Here we go.
So my thing is Alex, you should like what Deji's saying, because if anything, it should support your point against Ange. Because if we bring in more players that you rate, right, it will be more down to the manager as to why these players are not performing.
Oh,
so if
nonsense,
anything,
Jay. That's absolute nonsense, Jay.
It's true, bro. Think about it.
Absolute nonsense, Jay.
Alex, think about it. If you rate
I'll let
players,
you speak.
If you like the players who are coming in, and these players then don't perform, or they're giving up 4 goals at Newcastle and stuff like that, surely then that you would look at the manager and his tactics and what he's doing. So if anything, this supports your point that Ange is making mistakes. Because the thing is, the more you say the players aren't good, the more you're defending the manager, because it's not his fault that the players aren't good enough to do what he wants. Do you see what I mean? So you want to pick your agenda carefully here, Mr.
No. Okay. Jay, don't try that again. Don't try that with me. No, don't try that with me. Try and twist my words. No, Jay. That's not cool.
Alex, I'm a big fan.
Jay, that's not cool. That's not cool.
Alex, listen, I'm saying to you.
Jay, that's not cool. That's not cool.
Alex,
I've made it clear. No, Jay.
Walk with me.
Jay. No, before you let you go, because I need to correct you.
Okay, go on.
Right, I need to correct you. I make you correct right at the moment. What I'm saying at the moment, I don't like Ange, so let's get that absolutely clear.
I'm not saying that.
Right, so let's get that absolutely clear. Right, the players at the moment. Deji was asking me a question about oh, have they done well this season? Are you saying yes or no? I said okay. He's trying to drag me out to say yes.
Okay.
Right. I said he's been okay, but I don't like. I'm sorry, I don't like some of the players he's just mentioned. Like the likes of at the moment, I think Van der Ven's done okay. He needs to do better next season.
Okay.
He's done okay this season. He needs to do better next season.
Not good.
I'm saying. I think at the moment. If we're gonna really get into it with Maddison, no, he's not done well this season.
Okay.
He's not done well this season. No, he's not. And you've said it on this channel as well. You have said this on this channel that you question.
I've said he's been in bad form.
You question his character. You have questioned his character.
Listen, I will always be fair with Maddison. The point of view in terms of I say he can get very Bruno-esque when things aren't going well. His body language, he is a vice captain. Personally, he should be showing a lot more, in my opinion, with regards.
I agree.
So I'm not gonna give him.
I don't think he's got the character. I think from the back of what you said on that stream, right. I've actually looked at him, and I'm looking at now Romero. I'm actually looking at Romero, right. I actually look at Romero, right. That is more for me at the moment. It's got more of a arrogance. He's got more arrogance in here, right. And Bentancur has got more arrogance. That's why I said and I actually agree with Deji, because I was actually going to say it on my channel as well, right. Out of all the strikers that we're linked with, I would rather have Ivan Toney, because at least we've got arrogance, right. He reminds me of Jermaine Defoe.
Okay, so I'll circle back to the striker in a second, but the point I just wanted to make at the end is I'm very vocal about tactics players, as simple as that. Football is not a complicated game. It's normally down to one of those two things if you're not delivering on your aspirations. So I think we have a lot of good players. Do we have the right players to do what Ange wants? Let's find out. But this season, the losing 3-0 at Fulham, the losing 4-0 at Newcastle, I'll give you one. In the season, I'll give you one. I'll give you a crazy result, I don't want to see that regularly again. And that's down to the manager, the scouts, the data team, everyone coming together to put together a competent squad this season. No excuses, So your criticisms, to me, it's like we're running a race and you sped off around the corner, and now like what we're actually doing on the pitch is catching up now to your criticisms. So I'm not going to say that the criticisms you made were fair. You're going to run around with your hands in the air when something goes wrong soon, ignoring the fact it took 12 months to get to that point. But I'm not going to say that you're going to be wrong moving forward.
Whoa. Okay, you've been on streams with me, right? And you know exactly when I said I'll be on board with this. You know exactly how many times I've said this to you, just so we can make this absolutely clear. I'm not going to repeat it again. I'm not going to repeat it again. It's like you know it as well, don't you? You know what I mean? Because I've spoke to you how many times. So like we're not gonna go around in circles about this.
Listen,
I'm repeating myself again, don't you?
We're not going to repeat ourselves, but just
exactly.
Just to finish on this point, we're all on the same boat from an aspiration point of view this season. There's a lot of stuff that the Spurs fan base, even though we didn't necessarily go into the season with huge aspirations, there's a lot of results and form and stuff the fan base has let slide because it was season one. And everybody is going to have heightened expectations. So I when people criticize the Werner signing, I'm not the same way that I was last season in pushing back. I'm more like, okay, we're trying to build a squad to do X and Y, and you don't think this player is going to contribute sufficiently. You are justified in that opinion, as long as you don't go over the top with it, because I understand the logic. So that's where I'm coming from with this.
Just on that, guys, I want to bring in Big Preach, because obviously it's good to get an outsider's perspective on the actual situation, because obviously we're slightly biased towards our own team. We're more emotionally invested. And I also want to know what Big Preach thinks of, was Ange right in saying that, we're going to be pushing for a title? Is he somewhat deluded by saying that, or is he is he have every right to say, yeah, you know, this team's capable of pushing on all fronts, and we're going to go ahead and push for the title or get a title challenge, not go push for the title, but beating a title challenge. This is a bit of two different things. And also, what do you make of that Werner signing as an outsider? How do you perceive that?
Well, I think Jay said it earlier as well about like the right player, right tactics. It's like Arsenal, they've got Havertz from Chelsea, but they've got the best Havertz that we've seen in it, the right tactics at the right moment. It works in it. I think I've said it before, yeah, and I always go back to this. I've said it to FaZe, yeah, like patience, yeah. I think like the first 10 games Ange had, yeah, would you be happy if that lasted the whole season?
Of course.
Yeah, so that means he's playing the right football. He just hasn't got the right players. Like Klopp came in, he said that we're going to win the league within the next 3 years. So he's kind of done it as well. He said that. Yeah, the first season we was getting battered as well. Like we was losing a couple of games. We ended up 8th. Do you know what I'm saying? And then we gave Klopp time to get the players to play his football. Now I rate Ange's football from those 10 games. He just didn't have the players to see it all the way through. Please.
But preach. The difference is, right? Liverpool have got a plan. They had a plan.
We got a plan.
We haven't.
Yeah, we
haven't.
What do you mean? We got it. No,
No. Liverpool have got a plan, right? They've told you, right? They would have told you, and they've had the proof last how many years, right, of winning, right? We haven't. That's the difference. So people, I'm sorry, I respect you're saying. But again, it comes from another aspect of telling me again about my club. Where
no, but listen, it's not only you're being emotional, like.
No, it's not being emotional, Bo. It's the facts. It's facts.
No, listen,
We're talking facts now.
Listen.
We're talking facts now.
Listen. Klopp's first season, the only outcome they wanted is that his style of football was embedded in the squad. That was his first. That was it. That was the only plan. They didn't care about what position, and we finished 8th.
Well, we're talking facts, Bob. You're talking to me like I don't even know.
Interrupted me twice now. Yeah, his style of football was embedded by the end of the season. Ange's style of football is embedded in Spurs now. All he needs is the squad. If he gets the support, bro. If he gets the support,
bro, you're not listening, though.
Listen, you ain't listening. You keep cutting me off.
But I'm just saying to you. I'm hearing what you're saying. But you're saying, but I hear what you're saying. But you've heard this before.
Take notes and then.
Bro, I've taken notes. I've heard this before.
Let me finish, because then.
Okay, go on then. But I'll rebuttal to what you're saying, because I've heard this before.
I don't mind. Just let me finish what I'm saying, so you got the point of what I'm saying. Is that doing that allowed us to be the only team to beat Pep City. Do you know what I'm saying? We're the only team that's done it. So I'm going by a template that works right now. And I said this to FaZe. FaZe ain't a liar, yeah? FaZe will tell you. I said the same thing. Have patience.
Okay, again, this is just going to wind me up, bruv. This is going to wind me up. This is just going to wind me up, I swear.
You want your McDonald's food right now. You want your
bro, again.
Right now. I get it. If a hungry man wants their food right now, I understand that.
Can you just listen to me now?
I promise I will listen and I won't interrupt, but just let me get my point across, man. Yeah? I'm telling you this, Klopp said to Liverpool fans, yeah, F your history, because that's what we was relying on. Every argument before Klopp came was all about history. Oh, we got 5 Champions Leagues. We used to do this. That was my argument, yeah. Klopp said, forget the history, too much burden on us, yeah. Just get the style of football. I'm not lying to you. I'm scared of Ange's style of football, you know, bruv. That's a dangerous, if he gets the players he wants, you're up there. That's hands down. That's me. You're involved.
No, can I just come back to this? Can I just come back to this? Because it's absolute waffle. I've just heard there again. And those two clapping is just even more patronising as well. The fact is, right, yeah, that's cool for Liverpool, because Liverpool have won. They've told they've backed him through thick and thin. Tottenham have never done that, bro. No, but you're not listening again. You're not listening again. We've gone through this how many times, bro? We've gone through this how many times? You're telling me I'm being emotional? That's patronising, bro. That's his patronising. Yeah?
Don't worry about this guy.
No. Shut up, Bob. Shut up, Bob. Telling me. Shut up, Bob. My point is, yeah, right? right? Because I've got pissed off now. Yeah. My point is, yeah, right. When people are telling me to be patient, right, that's pissing me off. Sorry to swear on your stream, bruv. Yeah, Ashmatic. Yeah,
brothers, we're grown.
right?
That's all right.
Well, you've said it now, so
No,
hurry up.
my point is, yeah, right. We've had how many years of this? We've done it with Poch. We've done it with Mourinho. We've done it with Conte. My breaking point was done after Pochettino going out the club, bruv, and getting Mourinho in. Yeah, and you're telling me to be patient.
I'm talking like Liverpool, you know.
Okay,
like,
fair enough, but you've had how many trophies have you had since then? How many trophies have you had? How many trophies have you had?
Hold on, but one point. Can I just add the little point is, and I do like to reference this because it's great for this. 2006, 2019, Liverpool won 0 trophies. For 13 years, Liverpool won 0 trophies. Right until they beat Spurs in the Champions League final. Right, and the point that Preach is very eloquently making is that you have to basically forget about the past because you basically are starting a different journey. So whether you like it or not, yeah, you cannot give Ange, you cannot be giving Ange the emotional trauma that you have as a Spurs fan for the previous seasons when he himself was not there. He has no part in what we've done in the past. You just have to let him do his thing. And Preacher's made that point. And you're basically saying, I've given up.
I've given up, bro. I've told you. I've told it.
I know. But the thing is, it's like
this is why I'm getting annoyed because I don't get this from Hotspur hippie who's known Ange for 20 years. Okay. Right, big up to him, by the way. Right, who's known him better than you two to put together. Right, I don't get this from him. Yeah, I don't get it from Kuva, and I don't get it from Ashmatic. So that's the point. This is what pisses me off. I'm sorry for swearing. I'm gone. I'm gone because this is where I can't.
Unfortunately, I have to bounce. But what Preach is also saying, in addition to Jay's point, is that Alex, sometimes you might need to wear contact lenses because it's clogged up.
Seriously,
the steam has clogged up your swimming goggles.
Well, I don't need my goggles because
let me tell you why. Preach made a very good point, and it's a point a friend of mine called Arthur, who was on the channel a couple of weeks back, made. Look at how we played against City. The issue that Tottenham had in the City match is that City used less energy and they were more instinctive because the style of play has become part of their DNA. And you could see that in the City game, Tottenham players were second guessing themselves because they're still trying to get that Ange ball into their system. But once we get the Ange ball into the system, which I agree with Preach is there now, the next phase is getting the players who can play the system. That's what it's all about.
How long are you going to be waiting for that then, Deji? How long are you going to be waiting for that?
Your eyes,
but how long are you going to be waiting? How long are you going to be waiting? We've had one season with one game a week. One game a week, and you can't teach. You're telling me they can't teach you right now. One season with one game a week. You're telling me that they could do it in one season, bro.
Was Rome built in a day?
Bro, Manchester United won 2 trophies, bro, in that time frame. They won 2 trophies.
Don't do that.
No. We're gonna do that. If we're gonna start talking real, if we're gonna start talking real, if we're gonna start talking real, Manchester United in their worst season have won the FA Cup, beating Liverpool, by the way, beating Liverpool and beating Man City. So don't start that waffle to me, telling me about what you're saying right now. Yeah, don't tell me about I need to be patient when Manchester United, the worst day has won the FA Cup. Yeah, so don't chat waffle to me.
You can't chat to me.
No, yes, I can chat to you, brother, because now that hurts. That hurts. The truth hurts, bruv. The truth hurts, and that's it. So you two can be deluded and sit in your coffins and sit there and tell me about, I need to be waiting for the future. I'll sit there and still talk to you about the truth, and that's it. That's why Mr. Bot's office is the best, and that's it. And it's going to keep on going, and that's it. Back to you, Ashmatic. I'm rinsing these people to pieces.
Before it goes to Ashmatic,
that's it. I'll rinse you to pieces, and you can't stand it because you have to leave the stream because you have to go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Done. You're out of here. You're done.
Wait. Before I want to ask a question just before you leave, Deji. I know you got something else to say, so I'll let you answer it together, and then you can. Yeah, I'm saying, but I wanted to ask you, if we don't get Eze, are you going to have that same energy as Alex, as you were saying before? If we get certain players and we're not kind of meeting that expectation you have as a fan, are you going to start to see what like box office is trying to say? Just to add some balance, devil's advocate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the answer to that is I can never be like box office, because box office is I don't know. He's doing this so that he can get himself in the next Bad Boys 5 or something. Him and Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and he's doing a great audition of this as well. You know, I expect you to be in Bad Boys 5, by the way, Alex, with this kind of monologue and poor performance that you've been doing there this evening. So on that point, you've done a good job, and I really hope you land that bloody acting role. As for our club, though, and what we're doing, it doesn't necessarily have to be Eze, but I would like a statement signing. But the other thing that I'm also trying to balance is I didn't foresee Van de Ven. Did you? Right. And Postecoglou, and I'm sure you asked your hippie friend Alex, has a habit of signing players that you didn't even know about. You've never seen, you've never heard about. And guess what? They do a job. He brought a couple of Japanese men over to Celtic, and guess what? They did their thing out in Scotland. Who would have known that these men would have done it? So even if we don't get statement signings, as long as we bring in players that make statements, it can run. People that can do a Van de Ven.
That was some good shit. That we don't need statement signings. We need players that can make statements. We need signings that can make statements. All that.
I still don't see any trophies, though. By the way, I still don't see any trophies. I still don't see any trophies.
Back to you on that, yeah. Klopp and Arteta built a squad first, you know.
Yeah,
and then dealt with all of that.
Exactly.
But Big Preach, they backed him through bad times. They backed him through hard times. And by the way, as well, Big Preach as well, the owners of Arsenal, after losing the championship this season, came out and said, we still back Arteta. Have we heard anything from our owners, by the way? Have you heard anything from our owners?
Is there signs of him being fired?
No. But the point I'm making is no. But the point I'm making is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're just rebutting what I've just said. The point I'm making is
ask the question about the support.
You can say whatever you want, Bo. The point I'm making is but you're asking me the question, Bo. Why can you? Where's the owners? Where's the owners saying anything? Where's the owners saying anything?
He's fired.
It doesn't matter, Bo. It doesn't matter. Why is the owners not saying anything?
Not telling you you're fired. It means you like.
It doesn't matter, Bo. Why is the owners not saying anything? Why is the owners not saying anything?
What do you mean saying what?
Okay, why are the owners not saying anything?
No, only a few Spurs fans are saying Ange out. You know, like they don't need to come out and say anything.
Oh my gosh!
You're making it out like it's that bad.
I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say.
They just got it.
Big Preach. Obviously, you've been listening to these two too many times. Honestly, I don't know what to say.
That would be putting pressure on Ange, thinking, "Raw, if I don't do well, I might get fired next season."
Bro, it's just telling the fans what's going on, bro. That's the point. When you've done what you've done the last how many 20 years.
What has he done for them to turn around and say,
bro? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've gone through how many managers, bro? We've gone through how many managers? You're not listening to me, are you?
No, there's certain things you only need to do when you're drowning. If he's drowning, then you come out and say,
honestly, what the hell are we talking about here?
I'm talking about experience, bro. I'm talking about experience in the last.
Bro, I've had experience, bro. I've been sitting there for how many years? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
We can't hear each other's face, so I don't want to mute you guys, but I wanted to move on slightly because it wasn't even meant to be this type of show. It was meant to be chilled and calm.
Chilled, yeah, I know.
But,
sorry.
You know, when there's too many men there, man,
you gotta start interrupting.
It's cool, but it happens, isn't it? You know, everyone's passionate, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that. It gets techy, innit? But we'll grow. Listen, we'll grow. You can handle it. Listen, we've had wars before, bro. It's nothing.
Yeah. No, I know it's not like that. I just want to say, that Liverpool and Arsenal have shown the template, and it's worked. Yeah,
I agree.
Klopp has beaten City to the title. Remember, Pep's only lost what's the stat? 3 out of 15 title challenges, like in any club.
Yeah, I hear it.
That's free. So I'm saying this, yeah. Klopp's beating him. Arsenal are doing well. They're now challenging for them. And they both have done the same thing. Given their manager time and stop putting pressure on them. You're in a good place. That's all I'm saying. You're in a good place and you want him fired.
Did I say that though, Preach? Again,
Hold
you didn't even listen to me.
Before we go back and forth, I know we want to chime in because I'm going to move the template a little bit because it's not that type of show.
I'm trying to not to, but it's matter. But
no, it's cool. I don't mind it. Like I said, I don't.
He keeps on saying stuff, but it's not true. Firstly, I've mentioned Asthmatic. How many times have I mentioned the Arsenal situation? How many times? I said it since June, haven't I?
This is your main point. I get it.
Exactly. So I don't know what obviously Big Preach hasn't watched Mr. Box Office TV. How many times? I've reminded people how many times. This is why I'm getting wound up because he's talking to me like I've been in here 5 minutes. The point of that's what's winding me up. But the point is when Big Preach, when I've said this how many times, right? The point is the board don't know this. That's the point, right? And that's the point. And that's the sole purpose of what we're saying at the moment. You keep on saying, "Oh, we need to back the manager." I've seen this before, bruv. That's the point.
Every club
you can't keep on saying the same point, and that's it. Sorry, I couldn't let that lie because he's patronising me now, and it's getting on my nerves. Back to you, mate. I'm done.
All right, cool. I was going to move it slightly, because we were talking about transfers and players, and the difference is, I think, with Liverpool, and I think what Alex is trying to say is, in terms of being, I don't know, I don't like to use the word backed, but in terms of recruitment, I feel like Liverpool got it right. Arsenal seem to be getting it right at the moment. And for Spurs, or for some Spurs fans, it feels like not all of our business over the previous years have gone too well. But I was going to ask Deji before he left, if we don't get Eze, are there alternatives? And I wanted to look at some. And I'm not saying they're on Eze's level, but these are a few players that we're looking at, and also Liverpool are looking at as well. Liverpool have been linked with this player as well. So that's why I wanted to bring this guy up. And the guy's name goes by the name of Ryan Cherky. So transfer market says 25 mil. He's an attacking midfielder. He's 20 years old. He represents the French under-23 squad. And he can play across the front three in terms of attacking mid, left wing or right wing. And that's something where I think when you're looking at Man City, what they do is, instead of having like loads of players in the squad, they've got players that can do multiple things. So they can change and interchange. So their fullback can become a centre-back. Their centre-back can become a fullback. The midfielders can become box-to-box if needed be. We've seen how Rodri's performed as a box-to-box. He doesn't just sit as a 6. He's up and down. And you've seen Bernardo Silva and Foden operate in the centre, and you've seen them operate out wide. So again, I think we are trying to model the City model, if I'm right, because we've got the Scott Munn that's following that model. And so therefore, I think this is the type of player we're looking at, even if like Eze doesn't get through or things don't happen. So this player here, his contract runs out in 2025. So he's only got 2 years left on his, a year left on his contract, sorry. Yeah. And he's actually Algerian as well. I didn't know that as well. He's Algerian. Plays on the right predominantly. So it's predominantly on the right, but he's all over. He plays all over in the French league, in a 4-3-3. So he knows the system. This is his heat map as well, guys. Ooh. So his heat map, he's everywhere, man. He's everywhere. Yeah. So this is why Liverpool are probably looking at this type of profile player, because I know that Salah might be on his way out. We're not sure what that situation is at the moment. But again, we need someone to, work with or add competition, I think, to Brennan Johnson. And if Werner's there, we need competition for Son, if I'm being honest. This is his actual metrics, is stats. And you can see here, I look at things like shot creation actions. That's what I'm more interested in. If you're going to be an attacking player, are you creating chances for other players? Can you help other teammates out? And this is in the top 5 leagues in Europe, by the way. And we've done it per 90 as a percentile. So per 90 against other players that have played similar, as opposed to doing it over like minutes, just in case he's got substituted or something like that. That's what we're looking at per 90. So creating shot actions is really high. Pass attempt, I like to play that can find another player and doesn't miscue passes. So pass completion or passes attempt are quite passes attempted are really high. Pass completion 77.6%, could be better, but it's still not bad. 62% now is not bad. Progressive passes, he passes forward. That means he passes forward quite a lot. 97 percentile, so only 3% doing better than him. Progressive carries, 78 percentile. Success of take-ons, really high. So this guy, he can beat a man. And I think that's what we've been frustrated when it comes to someone like a Brennan Johnson. Can you beat a man? Do you know what I'm saying? This guy he can beat a man. And you can see as well, progressive passes received, that is quite high as well. 76 percentile at the top 5 leagues in his position for attacking midfielders and wingers. Tackles aren't too bad either. So I'm not mad at it. So just before we look at the stats as well, we're going to look at the videos as well. And this is his actual goal threat. So we're going to look at his goal threat moving forward. Here you can see on his left foot, he's able to get the foot shot out for France International. There's on his weaker foot, on his right foot as well. He's there, he's scoring both feet, so he can score. Finding those corners, I think that's important as well for a player. If you can get those corners, again, he shows enough power, puts his laces right through it into the top bins. Here he's at an acute angle and he's beating the keeper. Keeper should do better there, to be fair. Again, cute angles, and he's putting the back of net, nice and composed there. Front of goal, he's not panicking, he finishes that goal. And again, top corner. So these are the type of things I'm looking at, and I'm looking at some of our forwards if they're in that position. If I see Brennan in that particular position, I'm not saying he can't do it, but he just hasn't done it in a Spurs shirt at the moment. I could say the same with Werner. Has he done it in his career previously? Maybe, but has he done it in the Spurs shirt? Yet to see that. And I think that's where people are critiquing them at the moment, where we want to improve, because in that final third, I think that's where we suffered the most. And I'll say that same with Liverpool. Liverpool had a lot of opportunities they've missed. I think if Liverpool converted a lot of their chances, they probably would have won the league, in my opinion. But here he is dribbling. Dribbling I was talking about before. It's quite sticky with him. He gets the ball. His first touch looks really good. Close control to his body. Kind of uses his both feet as well to maneuver. So I think that's quite good because he can go either way, left or right. Again, little body feints. So he can shape his body, can get to the byline. Little Rabona there, a little bit cheeky. Cutbacks there. First touch, a little drag back, little V track as well. Again, control in the air, he's able to flick it over, cuts inside on the outside, goes both ways, and he's able to kick that ball. So you can see him on the right-hand side causing damage. You can see him through the center, causing damage on the right again. Just imagine that he's on the left, he's on the right. Give him a free roll, he's going to do a lot. Here's his passing now. This is what I was impressed by. The passing, a range of passing, reminds me of a playmaker, similar to like a Coutinho in terms of finding his player, long passes, balls over the top. There were certain times when I thought Højbjerg did add that when he came off the bench. That's been missing from Basuma. Saar doesn't demonstrate it enough. We don't see it from Maddison enough. So again, players that can do through balls, pass forward, find the front three, little balls, shows a lot of vision. He's got his head up. He's able to pick players up at times, and he's able to find the forward attacker or a midfielder running late into the box. Great cross, diagonal crosses. I like that. Crosses across the box, create an assist there, doing a little through ball, a little key pass, heads up, look at that ball into the channels, finding players again, another ball into the channel. And that's what you want for your front three. Someone that can drop in sometimes, be a playmaker, be deadly, play an attacking midfielder role. And sometimes he can play wide. But look at the balls over the top as well. It's not just on the floor, it's over the top. It's switches of play. It's different types of passes as well. And he's literally just linking up. The link play there as well is quite good. Able to put it through the player's legs, a little bit of flair as well. Bit of attitude there. Again, with the through balls over the top. This is the reason why I was showing the metrics at the beginning, just to demonstrate to everyone, like, it's not just stats. These are the visuals to back up the stats as well. And these are all the bits that I found that kind of link the player to demonstrate some of his skill sets in terms of finding players on the run, on the move, and he makes it look like a counter attack. Here's a bit of flair, saw a flair earlier on as well, a little pirouette there, little back heel, little Cruyff turn, beats 2 or 3 players, physical, holds on to it, it's able to carry the ball up here, and it's able to show the players off, gets in between 2 players, looks after it, doesn't lose it. I like players that don't lose it, gets to the byline, cuts it back, and he's able to be first time on the half turns, able to get away from a player, is able to play forward. And I like that about a player, someone that's gets the ball and they can play it forward no matter where they are. They're not scared. They can shape their body up. Can they turn forward? Can they open their body up? Can they be aggressive? That's what we need to start attacks. And it looks like a counter attack straight away. Every time he's on the ball, he's dribbling, he's running forward, he's trying to find plays, he's trying to get movement. Crossing as well here. I showed it before, diagonal crosses, gets to the box, is able to find those players. Someone of a bit of quality can find a striker. You've got players like Richarlison, maybe he could get on the end of it. But here he is, again, some more stats. Let me pause it there. And that's a successful take-ons. And I did it against players that people know. So I didn't want to just do it against Spurs players or up-and-coming young players, because he is quite young. But I thought, let me look at players like Sane. Sane's he's a top player, right? And we know him to dribble quite well. I know in terms of attempts, 141, not as many as maybe a Doku, but again, not too far off Sane. And again, 81 successful take-ons. I think that's quite good. 57.4% is very high in terms of take-ons. If you see, look at Dembele at the bottom, he's known for dribbling. So this guy's got no problem in terms of taking his man on, beating his man, getting forward. And that's something I look for in a player as well, especially an attacking midfielder. Here we've got the range of passing I was talking about. The long balls, he completes them 64.5%. That is ultra high, guys. And again, I'm looking at Kvaratskhelia, like top player, Dembele, Sane, you know, Doku obviously it's not known for his long balls, but again, this is the top 5 leagues I'm looking at. And so this is certified in terms of playmaking. If we don't get like an Eze, because Eze has got a range of passing. I did see that for England again yesterday. But again, this is something I'm looking at. Shot creation actions before, that was a little bit before. Again, he's up there as well. So yeah, I'm just saying, I think if, you know me, I like to look at players. If we don't, because there's nothing to say we're definitely going to get Eze. Is there other players we can get? I looked at the market value. I looked at how long he's got left on his contract. I looked at his age as well. Those for me, they tick a lot of boxes. That means he's got a high ceiling. If we can get players like that, there's no reason why we can't attract. I know people have got a lot of frailty against Leon because, you know, we've got a certain player called Ndombele was from there. So I know people are a bit mad about it. But Jay, what do you think? Do you think he's a decent alternative?
I think you made a very compelling case. I think you made that. Personally, he was not on my radar at all. But I think based off that, I understand the logic now a lot about the player, and I don't know if Skip potentially wanting to leave has made them move away from a Churchy and think maybe more like a Marcus Edwards type profile or that specific player because of the homegrown aspect there. But from a play point of view, I think what's very interesting to me is Johan Lang was at Villa when they brought in a lot of their attacking players. So he's the one who kind of profiled the Baileys and even earlier like the Traores and the Watkins and those kind of players that joined the club. So I think looking at what you've shown us there, the only reason I assume that he's gone under the radar is because Leon didn't have a great season when he was in the team and they improved when he came out of the team. And his output, even though he's young, it's not startling. It's not like, oh my God, it's not like, oh my. And I think that's one of the things where when you're looking at what he's doing and the positions he's getting into, I haven't seen the player anywhere near enough to understand his decision making, that what he does when he gets in that final position, the shots, the passes. Thing is, like, I think I was glancing at it before, 6 assists this season, 6 assists the previous season in the league. You know, not huge numbers, but he's only 20. He's only a baby, you know, and someone like him, does the club view him as a first team contributor with a lot of value, or do they look at him as a project like some of the other 20-year-olds that we're bringing in? But definitely, I think there's a lot of upside in that player. And if Eze, I don't know what City are going to do Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what's happening with City and Eze, and I don't know if they've actually got a proper clause, because Palace do like to ask for silly money. Do you know what I mean? So is this a gentleman's agreement that you're going to honor, or have we got something written down? But yeah, really good reel. Looks a lot of quality. You know, I'm hoping to see with these data-driven signings, players like this, you know, like who fill a number of attributes that we're looking for, and also pass the eye test very nicely.
Yes, I am going to come on to this. I'm glad you brought this up, Ugly Fish. I am going to bring up Desiree Doué in a second, but I just want to get everyone's thoughts. I'll go to box office first, and then I'll go to you, Preach. But Mr. Box Office, you've heard Jay obviously speak about his numbers in terms of assists and goals. Is that something that, like, for an attacking player, is that something that you look more towards, like, in terms of if it's worth taking a punt on a young player, or is it something you think we need to actually get not ready-made, but someone that's been there and done it? And you were talking about, you know, the trophy, the mentality, someone that can bring up the squad, because let's face it, if Ange is going for, as he said, quote unquote, a title push, do we need players with a winning mentality that can kind of show the youngers how to go about things? What do you think? I'm just throwing things out there, man. What's your opinion on this?
Again, he looks good, but I hate this saying, oh, he's got these, how many this is the buzzword now about, oh, he's got how many contributions now. This is the thing that kids now say now these days, which I get sick of, because as far as I'm concerned, you can see it from another point of view. You can see it from your eyes, as far as I'm concerned. I think that's just lazy now, because stats now are, if it's the assists or the goals and assists now are the main things now to say now these days, which for me, you didn't need to do that in the 90s with the big players. You didn't need to do, you could see it for yourself. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, he looks good on the eye. The problem I have at the moment, again, is back to character again, like I said, because like I say, you can look good on a tape and then you can have a good season like Van der Ven's had this season, by the way. Let's see what you do next season. The top players do it every single season, like I said before, because it's like Jay said something very interesting, digging hole for himself again. He said good value. This is the problem. I hear good value too many times as well. Good value in the player. But the only thing I need to hear is what he does next season and the season after that. You know what I mean? And gets better every single season. The great one is that Matoma. Matoma was so good last season, and everyone was talking about him last season. What did we hear about him this season? Nothing.
I mean,
absolutely nothing. You get what I'm saying? You know, the same players that were top players last season weren't top players this season. Yeah, this is where I'm talking about mentality. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is what I say now, because nothing goes past Mr. Box Office's eyes anymore. Nothing goes past Mr. Box Office's eye. That's why I don't listen to the waffle that I heard from Deji and what I heard from Jay just a minute ago. The point I'm making is, right, yes, he looks good. He looks good, but the character of the player will determine whether he's got the minerals to do it the following season after that and the next season after that. I don't want to hear, oh, he needs to be getting used to a system. That doesn't work for top players. Top players make the system, they work themselves. That's why we question Maddison. Yeah? That's why we're questioning Kulusevski. Yeah? That's why we're questioning the top players that we have got at our club, and that's the thing at the end of the day. Yeah? And that's going to determine whether they are going to be top players trying to get us over that line in the cups, and that's it. Now, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying here on this panel right now. Tell me I'm lying.
You're lying.
Oh, you're telling me I'm lying. Well, give it to me, Preach. Give it to me, Preach.
Before you jump in, would you like to see this player at Liverpool? Is this the type of signing you think could probably jump into your team? What's your thoughts on this guy? And also, big up.
I didn't. Big up. Yeah, he wasn't on my radar. So, from what you've just shown me, great presentation, by the way. I agree with that as well. Great presentation. I would love, from that alone, come to Liverpool. I'd love that. That type of player. with the squad that is already there, like he would just definitely add value to the squad. You know what I mean? So he's a great, like, he looked great from there, so I don't see why not. I just want to point out, like, the data that you showed up is 2024, isn't it? Like, I think someone mentioned about the 90s, and like we don't even play 90s football anymore. So data, the top managers are going by these datas and going by these stats. It's not, it literally isn't just the eye test. You know what I'm saying? These like managers are now working out how many minutes you need to be playing in the game for the whole season. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, give them 80 minutes here, and then sub them. Like, data and stats are mad important for this day and age. Like, it's different now. We got teams are like attacking full throttle for like 90 minutes now. Like, we've come from a time where you might just attack for like 60 minutes and rest and then defend. So play like that, I would like him at Liverpool. From that there, we've got like senior players that you could learn from and understand. Like, one thing I would say though is, like, one of the big things in McAllister was that he was already Premiership ready. Yeah, so I do keep that. In fact, he was already Premiership ready, so that, like, we loved that. Like, we knew there was more confidence in getting him. But like, all I'd say is just picking the right players. I think, like, if you look at Leicester when they won the Premiership, look who Chelsea took from them. Look, you got to look at the player that they took from them. Even Man City, look who they took from Leicester. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the actual players, not just someone in the squad. I like now. Look at Chelsea. Like, look who they took from Brighton. Like, one season didn't really work out. So from what you're doing, Jay, you're on loud. The speaker's still on.
You think he's on mute?
Sweeping the whole kitchen up.
Yeah. All right, listen. We'll bring on Chris real quick as well, because I felt like you wanted to say something. That's why you jumped on. But yeah, just to add on to that point that Preach was saying, there's an argument going around that Spurs, we're not quite sure how we want to move forward. Are we the team that kind of do what that the teams below us do, where they take punts on unknown quantities like Brighton, like Palace? Like, Palace obviously picked up Elise from Reading. They picked up Eze from QPR. They picked up Walton from Blackburn. Do you know what I mean? Or does Spurs follow that model? Or do we do what like a Manchester United does, and we pick from like maybe the mid to, lower teams, and we pick their best talent and we take that on board? Where do you sit on the fence? What should Spurs do in terms of recruitment? Where are you happy if all of a sudden we get linked with a few Championship players, for example? And I was going to do a video on them, but time-wise, I'm very conscious of it. But Joe Bellingham we're being linked with, who's 20 million. He's coming from the Championship. Not quite Jude, but do you know what I mean? Do we go for someone that's up and coming like that? Or do you want someone that's ready-made, like an Eze or a player like that in that ilk? Do we shop at Selfridges or do we go Lidl? What do you think? And in the comments as well, guys.
Is that for me or is that for Preach?
That's for you, Chris. That's for you. Yeah, it's for you.
Oh, you're gonna have to ask that word for word again, because I wasn't listening. No, I think
Go on.
I was just gonna say, Klopp, got Robinson from a relegated Hull for 8 mil. Matip was a free transfer. It's not about, you've got to look deeper for the right player. You've got to look for the right player. All of this, let's get a star name. Get the right player. Look at the data, and you'll get the right player. Because look, how much is Robinson worth now? Definitely more than 8 mil. Matip's definitely worth more than a freebie.
I think you took your answer, Chris. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I can go now. I can just leave. Thanks for having me on. No, but listen, I think that that Preach can remember. I think I get it right when I remember Liverpool, because Klopp is a good example. Liverpool a good example. I remember because South London, Sutton. I think Sutton United played Liverpool. I don't know if it was a pre-season friendly or it was a cup game, or I don't know. It was. Liverpool looked absolutely nothing like they ended up looking. You have to start somewhere. All right. Liverpool were practically nothing before they became what they became. Yeah, they won an odd thing here and there, but and I'm sure their fan base. You're a Liverpool supporter. I imagine you are, Preach. From what I've been hearing, you were probably up in arms like we were a massive club in the 70s, 80s, whatever. Where are we? We're down in the trenches. What can we do, to build up again? Right? That's like where we are. Yeah, okay, we've got 25 years. We've been doing nothing, and Levy this, and I can't. I'm not going to go into that because it bores me. Politics bores me, but we're kind of like on a possibility of relaunching ourselves like a Liverpool-esque type thing, right? Whether that's Ange, whether that's the next manager, but we have to put the foundation. We have to lay the foundations. Yeah, we heard it last season. We heard it this season, but yeah, and how many times? 28 managers in so many years. Yeah, we've heard it all before. Yes, we have heard it all before. But as I put in the chat, the past is there to learn, but it's there to break, right? It's like the bad cycles where we haven't beaten Chelsea in 20 years, but there has to be a time where we do beat Chelsea in 20 years, right? We can't just always be, reminiscing and lingering on, but there's no point in going to Stamford Bridge because we haven't beaten them in 28 years. Yeah, but what about the 29th? And if you just stay on that, you're never going to progress. You're never going to, put a foot forward and say, oh, we've finally beaten them, progress. So I think with Ange, right, I think with the same pattern with Liverpool, they had to start from somewhere. Liverpool started 8th. We know the history because we've been comparing them to all the big teams. They started right. They ended 8th. They did nothing, and then what? Champions winners, right? So we have to start somewhere. So Eze, yes, I'd have Eze in. Younger players, I think Jay, I mentioned that on your tweet earlier about Wharton. The meltdown that we would have had as a club if we would have gone out and signed Wharton from Blackburn. Would have been epic.
One thing on that is that I don't even think we did not sign Wharton. It was more, I think we signed Bergvall instead. Like the more I think about it, because we bought Bergvall in January. Yeah, but I think it was a choice of one or the other at the time.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
We went with Bergvall.
But can you imagine the meltdown if we'd have gone and signed him? Like, who the hell's this guy? He's playing for Blackburn. My God, what's all this about? Yeah. Because our standards are higher than what the club is at the moment, unfortunately, right? And we've just got to put things into perspective. Would every Spurs fan wish to be on a higher level? Yes. The answer is yes. It's not okay, Alex. It's not okay, Alex. It's yes.
Chris, I think, can I just say something? Can I just say something? Can I just say something?
Yeah.
The problem is, Chris, is that the problem is none of you have listened. The only person that's listened is Ashmatic, because Ashmatic spits what was the box office been saying for how long. That's the point.
What's that, Alex? Sorry, I might have missed it.
You keep on saying that we need to give it time. My breaking point was done. This is the point, right? My breaking point was done a long time ago. Like I said, after Poch and Mourinho came in, that was done. Yeah, so there's no chance anymore, right? They've not given the guy a chance already because they've not said anything out in public and said they back Ange. Not like Arsenal with Arteta, not like Liverpool with Klopp. They've never done it. Yeah, so when I'm hearing this waffle telling me, because I'm hearing this waffle from people telling me, and this is why I'm getting angry. Yeah, and I apologise to Ashmatic and Marlon because I didn't want to get like this, but because Dej was being so patronising and Jay to a point, and Preach. The point I was getting to a point where I was like, I've been saying this the whole season, so I don't know where they've been the last whole season because I've said the whole season I've stuck to my guns on this. I've said I'm not changing because nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Simple. So you telling me, oh, we need to be patient. Oh, we need to not look at the past.
I didn't say that.
Unfortunately, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. And nothing's proven anything, and that's it. Ange is no different to any other manager I've seen before. And that's the point. And if the Hotspur hippie, who's known in 20 years, can understand what I'm talking about. I don't know why anybody else can't know what I'm talking about. Who've known in 2 minutes? Sorry,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't speak for Paul because you know I know that wouldn't be right.
Well, I spoke to him personally, a couple of times personally.
I'm not going to doubt that.
He understands what I'm talking about, and that's it.
But there has to be. But what I'm saying is the parallel that we can make with someone like and we're fortunate enough to have Preach here, which we can draw the parallels with Liverpool, for example. Yeah, just to, for example, or for argument's sake, a team that was down. We're down, right? There has to be a point where we have to be up, and there's no point in repeating. Yeah, but in 1996, yeah, but in 1994, yeah, but in 2002, yeah, but. I understand that people have their emotions and their feelings, and I've got them too, man. I've been supporting Spurs for 41 years, right? And I understand it, and it doesn't make me more of a supporter. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying that I've been a supporter for 41 years. Okay, and I don't go to the games because I'm abroad, and I don't pay my season ticket because I don't go there, and that's fine. It's not a comparison. What I'm saying is that we've been up and we've been down. There has to be some point where that levee breaks, right? Where we can push forward. And is it this year? No, it's not, because we're always engaged on the past and on the past and on the past. And unfortunately, yes, the history says that it's not going to be this year, but then there's no point in supporting the team next year because it's going to be the same as last year. And there's no point in supporting the team in 2 years' time because it's going to be the same as this year. Do you know what I mean? But from someone that doesn't get into the politics, because I don't care about it, I care about the football, right? And forgive me for being like that, but there has to be some kind of give, right? Like Liverpool had, like Arsenal had with Arteta. And would you, for example, Alex, or Ash, or the chat, for example, would you accept a Spurs? Would you accept a Spurs that is Arsenal level? That,
but again, I've made the point already. The board have not stuck with the manager through hard times. Through how many years? They've not done it. So until they show it, and again, you made the point, we can't always be negative. Well, that's not my life. That's not Alex's life. Alex's life, that's a different. No one needs to know about Alex's life. No one knows what Alex is like. But in terms of football, I'm always going to stick to what I say every single time, because I'm not going to change my opinion because someone's called me negative. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, most of the stuff that I said in June have come true. Yeah, it's come true. Yeah, everyone said the same thing about Arsenal and Arteta, Liverpool, Klopp. I've said the same thing since June. Everyone's having a go at me since then. Yeah. I said about Kulusevski.
I haven't said anything negative about you, Alex.
I said about Kulusevski.
Or box office, or however you want me to call you now. But
it's all come true, and that's it. That's the point I'm making. That's it. Sorry, Preach, you want to say something?
Yeah, like you see, like now, yeah, Klopp's gone. You know, all the banter is that Slopp's gonna have problems in the first season. That's what you get all the time in your first season. When you get a new manager, you're always gonna have that you don't know what's in front of you, so you're always gonna have that for people saying things like that. You've got to give him time. You was just talking about someone for like a first season wonder. You were talking about players. It's okay with players. Let's see what they do in the second season. Give it time. You're giving the players time. You want to see what they do in the second season. Give Ange time just to see what I go on. Let him get the right players. Like the football you lot was playing was good. It's good. Like I think what you want is you want like a Leicester, or you want like a Newcastle 2 seasons ago, and you want a Aston Villa now. But look what happened to those teams. Look what happened to those teams. Look what happened to Leicester. Look what happened to Newcastle. I said at the beginning of the season, it was another show. I said, I'm not taking Newcastle serious. I'm not taking them serious. I said that at the beginning before any football was kicked. And look at them. So all I'm saying is give it time. You lot are playing the football that you should be playing. You just need
the ownership have to give it time, though. But that's the point I'm making. And unfortunately, we've got too much proof. until unfortunately, preach. I'm going to keep on making the same argument because unfortunately, right, you've not seen. Unfortunately, the difference between you and us and Liverpool at the moment, you've gone on and won trophies. Yeah, and you
but
stuck
I'm
with
talking about
managers.
before
You
we
stuck,
won the
yeah.
trophies.
Even before,
It was FSG out before that.
but
Before
even
Klopp won
before,
anything, it was
you had Gerard
FSG.
Houllier, you had Rafael Benitez, and you stuck with your managers, and you still won trophies, bro. That's the difference. We've not done that in that time.
And Roy Evans wasn't doing anything. Yeah, cool, I get it. I understand that was that era up to Benitez. I understand what you're saying, yeah. But from Benitez, that's it. And we're Liverpool.
Yeah, I know, but you still shown some progress, and you had a plan in place. And you got in Klopp, and you stuck with the plan. You've got history of doing that. In recent times, Tottenham Hotspur have not done that. Unfortunately, preach. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, bro. Unfortunately, I listen, bro. I've got nothing against you. You're another brother on my on another WhatsApp chat. You know I love you, bro. You know I love you. Yeah, right. You know it's all love. Yeah, right. And it's all love between those two as well. Yeah, it's just me and Deji are always going to be and Jay are always going to be like this. That's the way we are. That's the way we are. But the point is, yeah, I ain't changing my mind because I'm done. You see what I'm saying? That kid that was defending Tottenham, gone after Mourinho came in. Yeah, that was done. Yeah, and I thank Adrian Soka. I thank Adrian Soka because he asked me the question when my breaking point was done. I had to say it, and that's it. So that's why I'm done. That's why I'm done. That's it. That's why I've got an anger.
So what you're saying is you're happy with Spurs just not winning anything anymore?
Well, no, I need to be proven wrong. And that's it. And until I see it, unfortunately, I'm still going to be the same thing, and that's it. That's why I've zoned out. And that's it. I'm sorry, that's it.
For more time, your points are just a brick wall. Really, it's not really the way it should be. Because you're giving mad excuses and reasons why. It's not that you've just given up. Sorry, that's wrong. You're giving mad reasons to say that it's not giving up. There's reasons why, but you've actually just given up because you're not.
Yeah, I'm still going to the games. I'm still going to go to the games. That's obviously because I still love football. But the point I'm making is they need to show me, right? Because at the moment, with the Timo Werner signing, that's going to be a problem, right? At the moment, right? We still haven't seen what's going to happen next season. Whether we're going to be better than next season. There's a lot of teams that didn't do well last season. Right, that helped Tottenham last season to get to where they were last season. Right, we're going to have to do better in the cups. We're going to have to cope with 2 games a week when we couldn't cope with 1. We got tired last season with 1 game a week. Right, so the thing is that we need players that are going to have the energy, but also got the quality as well. And we've not got the front players at the moment, for me, that are good enough to do it. You look at your Liverpool front 3. Would you take any of our front 3 right now? No. You tell me you take any of our front 3 right now.
Yeah, but you're talking about a progress that's started 8 years ago.
Yeah, no, I know, but the point I'm making
is, if you asked us when Klopp came in, it might be a different question. We had Benteke, he weren't doing nothing at the time. So if you asked me then that question, we could have done that. But what I'm talking about, the procedure that I'm asking you to go through has got us to this place where you can say, would you take our front 3? There's a whole procedure to get us to that place.
Well, again, I'll go back to what I say. Does the owners know that already? That's the thing. They need to prove that they're going to able to stick with the process. When they believe in the manager, this is what I made before the point before. If they believe in the manager, if they show me they believe in the manager over a few years, I can get on board. But at the moment, I've got no proof they're going to do that. You're telling me to believe in something. Blind faith. How can I have blind faith?
Sorry. Real quick. I'm going to interrupt real quick here. I'm going to bring on Still, yeah. But before we go any further, no Timo Werner, moaning. No Timo. That's the one condition. No Timo Werner.
That's right. You're not saying that because Kate said that in the chat, yeah? Don't say that because Kate said that in the chat.
No,
Yeah,
I am saying that because Kate, 100%. But you know what? When I said to you at the start of the show, before the show started, what did I say to you?
You're saying that because Kate said that in the chat.
Before the show, that I don't really want to talk about Timo. Did I not say that to you? Huh? Did I not say that? I lied. Am I lying? If I'm lying, I'm flying.
No. It's fine. I've tried to not talk about it.
I don't really. And then I spoke about it at the start because I thought, you know what? It's a big topic. Let me just get it out the way. And I spoke about it and we moved from it. But I said it's not that type of show because every other channel talks about Timo.
Yeah, fair enough.
Didn't I say that? Right.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what it is. I don't mind talking about. I'm with Chris on this one. I don't mind talking about the football where we're going wrong because we all want the same thing. We want like to move up. So I'm here for the football debate. That's what I want. I want a little chit chat, you know. But it's cool, man. Yeah, still talk to me, man. You wanted to jump on. What are you saying, my bro? How you doing?
I'm good. Big up to you, to Chris, to Big Preach, Alex. I listen. I wanted to jump on because I was listening to your conversation, I just felt Alex needed a bit of support because I totally get where Alex is coming from with this, right? As I'll speak on behalf of myself, not fans as a whole, because each fan to their own. But I've watched my channel grow and grow and grow and grow, and I've watched viewing figures go up and up and up. And the one thing we've been consistent with is about the ownership, and the audience keeps growing. That suggests to me there are more fans that are becoming either ever more disgruntled with this ownership. Okay, and Big Preach, right? It's so difficult to hear you say the things you say because comparing Spurs to Liverpool is like comparing a rubber dinghy to a cruise liner. You are in a different stratosphere to Tottenham Hotspur. No, you are. If you think biggest clubs on the planet, you're thinking United, Liverpool, AC Milan, Juve, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barca. You are in the elite of elite clubs globally, success-wise, on all levels. You're on a different stratosphere to us. Even when you're not good, you lift silverware. You find a way. Spurs, I would say, under Sir Alan Sugar for 10 years, and then 25 years of Levy, we've been decimated from what we used to be. Just to give you an example, in 1992, when the Premier League began, we had won more FA Cups than Arsenal, more League Cups than Arsenal, more European trophies than Arsenal. The only thing they had in us was league titles. But in terms of overall trophies, we were like just behind them. Since Sugar and Levy, this has happened. They are way ahead of us. And the Cronkies have only been there 5 years, as in he's had full ownership of the club. He's only had full control of the club 5-6 years. They've won an FA Cup in that time. They've rebuilt the team. They are on the cusp of winning the league. If they sign a top striker and the top left back, for me, the league's theirs. And they've got that team there for a number of years ahead. I look at Spurs, 17 managers, 7 football directors, over 130 players in and out of the club. Alex is right. When he says they've got to prove it to me, for me to believe, I agree with him. They've got to prove it to us. And so far, I haven't seen it, Preach. I haven't seen anything that proves to me things are changing at my football club. The only thing I've seen change, most money, new stadium, increased revenue, global brand. I'm seeing the business becoming a juggernaut. The football.
What about style of football?
It's bang average for a Big Six club. It's for a Big Six club, which is what we are, Big Six. We're bang average.
Would you say your style of football's changed under Ange?
In patches, yeah. But the last 10, 15 games was shocking. Like,
yeah, but I'm saying like the signature of the style of football, not the results, just the signature, the way you're supposed to play. Has it changed?
And I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's been that great. It's not been that great, though. It's not been that great. It's not. No, he said,
has it changed?
Yeah, it's changed. It's changed, but it's not been that great because I've been at the stadium and it's not been great.
Is it a case of? I want to add a little bit in, and anyone can actually, Chris, you can answer. Do you think? Is it a case of growing pains, or is it the lack of quality that Spurs possess within the squad? And if Ange, I don't know about this word backing. I've said it before, but if he gets 2 or 3 players that can help him, you know, project what he wants, what he thinks. Because I saw him livid at Chelsea. The Chelsea game, I've never seen him before. He was absolutely steaming. So do you think if he gets like, I say 3, but I'm just trying to be modest here because I don't know 4 players, but if he gets 2 or 3 players that kind of, you know, the type of players he wants, do you think Spurs can start to, I wouldn't say kick on, but style of play anyway? In terms of style of play, do you think we could be more consistent? I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Thanks for asking that, because I mean it does border a bit on what Stel says. Big up to you, and thanks for being here as well. It does border on what the club has not been doing. Okay, to answer it. Okay, because and that's my opinion. I've said it always. We haven't had there's no philosophy at Spurs. The only philosophy that we've got is suffering and chopping and changing year in, year out. And I think we can all agree on this, right? Who's been making the mistakes? Who's it down to? Right, okay, yeah, all right, fine. The guy that signs all the checks and signs it up. Okay, right, we'll look at him. That's fine. But we haven't got a philosophy. So we now, if we want to, you know, erase what's on the blackboard or the whiteboard, whatever they're called, right? And analyze Ange's first season, he has actually inherited a lot of players that have been there from previous managers, which by hook or by crook are fault of bad planning, bad whatever that the board has signed off on. Whether that be scouting, whether that be, you know, the sporting director, that, you know, whatever is part and parcel of the club, we haven't been doing what other clubs are doing and progressing. Okay, so, you know, I said I'm not interested in politics, but we have to touch on that slightly. We haven't been doing what we should have been doing. Okay, that's fine. How do we progress? Yeah, we need players that can ideally. What's the word? Transform Ange's idea, and the players that we have are just not up to scratch. Okay, being that they are the deadwood cliche, or they're just not good enough to interpret and transform onto the pitch what he actually needs to be successful, or to at least challenge and appease a lot of the negativity, which affects me as well. I mean, I don't want to see us the way we are. I want to see us progress and be happy, and, you know, and see us fight. I'm not going to say guarantee me a title. If not, I'm going to burn my Spurs top in the town square. But I do want to see us at least challenge and do stuff to progress. I do agree with Stel and with Alex on, you know, there has to be some kind of limit. Like, for now, there hasn't been enough backing, so to speak, and I agree on that. But on the other side, on the flip side of that, it has only been 1 year under Ange. So what I was saying before is there has to be some kind of give. Yeah, we've heard it 25 years before. Yeah, we've heard it all before. But if it is this year, and I know that is very, you know, deep cutting to a lot of fans, because Spurs means so much to a lot of us. Some more, some less, some, you know, neither here nor there. But there has to be some kind of give, right? And I don't think that we've had a manager, as far as I know, like Ange, that has done other things in other clubs. Yeah, lesser level, whatever you want to call it, but is capable of doing that, what he did so successfully. And he's not a win now manager, like, for example, Mourinho, Conte, what we had before. And to cap it all off, I think it was a shame that we didn't back Poch when we should have done, although his tenure was tapering. But I think that we should have done something to bolster what he'd created, because I think that was when we should have lifted off. But there you go. That's my take.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go on.
Can I just say something just quickly? Yeah,
go on.
I'm just going to put it out there because I put it on my channel, Mr. Box Office TV already. I
Make
think
sure you subscribe, guys.
Ange is leaving. Ange is walking at the end of the season. I've said it already because nothing's telling me this is anything different to any other manager I've seen before. We've not seen anything. We've not seen any leadership from our owners to say this is what's happening. I don't know what's going on with the ownership. I know what from Ange. To be fair, I've said it how many times. I know what Ange wants. He wants to win the league. I don't see it from our owners, and that's it. You know what I mean? He can talk how much he wants, but I need to see it. You know what I mean? And that's it. And by the way, to the people in the chat telling me, oh, we need to forget about the past then, yeah? I'll remember the people that said this, yeah? If I see them moaning next season, when we're not doing well next season, I'll come back to you and say, okay, you said this. Yeah, so people like Kate and all these people in the chat saying, oh, yeah. We're saying, oh, we need to forget about the past. Yeah. I don't want to hear you moaning then. If we're doing badly next season, then I don't want to hear you moaning. You know what I mean? Because this is the thing. You can't have a go at us for being honest because I ain't going to change. And that's it.
Alex, the mistake people are making, and it's a classic, is that they're saying you can't live in the past. They're right. You shouldn't live in the past, but that doesn't mean you should forget the past, because quite often your past is what shapes your future. So to forget your past is just ignorance. To not live in the past is progressive. I agree with that, but that's not what they're saying. They're saying forget the past. You can't, because the past is why we're angry now. Well, when I say we, I'm talking about some of us. Whereas others, they're optimistic about where Spurs are going, and and they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to think that as well.
Of course.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, of course.
Wrong with that.
Sorry, Preach. Just staying on that point, and then we'll come back to you real quick. I know we haven't spoken in a while, but it's just someone in the comments wanted to hear scouting on a particular player, and the reason why I'm looking at these players, because I don't want it to be a thing where everyone's throwing, their whole heart on Eze, and then all of a sudden, Man City come and swoop them, and then everyone's like, "Oh no, Eze!" You know what I'm trying to say? Because I can see that happening. So I'm looking at Eze alternatives. So, guys, if you like the content, please make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. We're just doing our thing. Like every like and subscribe it helps the channel to get seen and blah blah blah. I gotta say this is YouTube, innit? But anyway, we're gonna look at this player, and I'm saying, look, he's a little alternative. His name's Doué. He's French. He's 19 years old, and I'm looking at these youngsters. There's quite a lot of youngsters. I know a lot of people aren't happy. They want players that are a bit mature. They've won something. But at the other hand, you could look at players that their ceilings might be high, and they could produce on some type of level. And I was talking about earlier in terms of, do we get the ready now players, or do we get players that can kind of help us push in a direction that can add competition? I know a lot of people are passionate about academy, so I'm not going to talk too much about it and homegrown talent, etc., etc. But yeah, this guy is a left winger. He's quite tall, to be fair, as well. And again, he plays for the French under-23 squad. Again, attacking midfielder, but predominantly on the left wing. Can play on the right wing as well. And again, just to reiterate that point, that we're now looking for players that can play multiple positions, not just one. They can play on the left, the right, or in the middle. And that can help interchange, because in positional play, I think that's what Ange is trying to do. He wants players that can pretty much, if you're in that space, you can execute your job. You can do whatever. So I think that's the type of player we're looking at moving forward. This guy's contract expires in 2026. We're in 2024, so that's in 2 years. So again, the club could look at that and think, oh, we could act on that. They've only got 2 years left in his contract. He's both-footed, by the way, guys. So it's not just a left foot; he's got a right foot as well. So he's ambidextrous, I think it's called. Plays in the 4-2-3-1, very similar to the system that we play in. Sometimes we do the 4-2-3-1. We predominantly play in the 4-3-3, but that means he does understand the system, so it wouldn't be too hard for him to integrate or embed in. And you can see there that he plays on that left-hand side. I've put it there so you can see the system as well. On the next slide, you can see his heat map. This one's slightly different to the guy below, the one I showed earlier. Predominantly on the left-hand side, you can see the heat map is really strong on that side. That's where he's being utilized. And this could be someone, an alternative to some of the younger players that we're looking at as well to bring in the club. This is compared to wingers. I didn't do his metrics to midfielders, attacking midfielders, because it looks crazy. So I thought, let me look at wingers and attacking midfielders, and these are a little bit more accurate. So again, we're looking at percentiles in terms of 90 per 90 guys. Passes attempted, not super high, could be a bit better. Pass completion, again, 74.9%. It's not super impressive, but progressive passes, really strong. So the guy's like a forward thinker. He's brave on the ball. He plays in those in that front three position. So he's always trying to find that pass, look forward, keep his head up. Progressive carries, again, 73 percentile, really high. Successful take-ons, 94 percentile. So this guy looks like a take-on demon. So someone that will probably push a Brennan Johnson, because Brennan Johnson, again, I feel like he doesn't really take his man on. I've said that before. This guy's a bit different in terms of what he does. In terms of receiving the ball, I always look at this one. I think this is very important. What is his first touch like? I like my ballers to be technicians. I think that's the base level of all footballers. You need to have a first touch. Can you receive the ball under pressure? And so looks quite high. Again, tackles, interceptions, blocks, super high. That means he's high pressing. Can he fit the system, the Ange system? And system's about winning that ball high up, and turning that ball quickly as fast as possible to create chances. And Tottenham were one of the, I think, if not the best team in turning the ball over in the league. And so that's why I think this player could suit our system. But here is some of his goal threats, as you can see in the box, in that top bins there. Gets the ball out of his feet on his weaker foot. There. Goes on the outside, shooting from distance, shooting from range, hitting the corners. So I like players, when they're striking the ball, I like them to hit the corners. Can he do it? And he's doing it from range as well. Slightly different. I haven't seen that a lot this season, players shooting from range. So already it's a little tick in my box. Again, getting into the box in the final third. Again, a cute angle. Look at the angle he's hitting from. Keeper should do better. But the audacity that he's able to hit it with such force from that angle, I do respect it. I do like it. Again, in this angle, shooting from those tight angles, trying to find those corners. And again, like, I just like players that Harry Kane was really good at this, hitting balls from tight angles. I just like players that if there's an angle on, I haven't seen that a lot this season, where one of our forward players are in the box towards that 6-yard box near the byline and taking chances. They're always trying to cut back, not always cut back, sometimes take a shot. And it pays off here. Do you know what I mean? Beats the keeper. Keeper should do a lot better. But as I said, on the weaker foot, the power. Dribbling, this is what he's known for. Again, good touch. He's able to get it out on his feet, keeping it outside of his body. Can go either way, but he's predominantly left-footed. But you can see that he is ambidextrous. He uses both feet. Goes on the outside, go on the inside, takes it inside, takes it centrally as well. Again, could drop a shoulder, look after the ball, protect it, go in the midfield. I kind of like when a wide player, takes up those half-space funnels and is able to travel and carry the ball. He offers something slightly different rather than just staying out on the flank, bringing it slightly towards the goal. Again, nice cheeky little flick over the top, able to get that under control. Again, he's trying to stand his man up. Can he beat him? Can he take him on? He's asking questions. Again, down the byline, he's giving tight spaces. Look at that footwork there. That was tidy. Inside, outside. Does it again. Inside, outside. Both feet. Boom. Outside. Puts it into the player. These are the type of players. These are the type of wingers we want. Someone that can go either way. Techie, sticks to the foot. Very good close control. Finds the players. Good link-up play as well. Able to carry it forward and be aggressive on the front foot. Again, body shape is good. I think body shape is very important. That as soon as you get the ball, you want to turn, stand up, face your man and attack them. And he's doing that each time. I saw that against with England, with Eze. As soon as he got the ball, he wants to face his man up. Here he gets guy again. 2-footed, left foot, right foot. I'm not calling him Eze, by the way. But I'm just saying, I like the profile of the player, how he stands up, how he goes on the outside, beats a player. And these are little metrics that I'm looking for. And the metrics I said before, 78% in terms of successful take-ons, that's what something we want. He's going one way, he's dinking one way, he's going the other, he's asking questions. In terms of passing now, this is something different. Can he pick a player out? Can he find a player? Yes, he can. He does a little through ball, passes it into the channels. Again, switch a play, does a little cut, like a cup kind of pass. He kind of hits it the outside of it, the outside of his boot, and he finds a player. Again, little through balls into the channel, on the floor. little dink ball there for a header. Again, diagonals to switch the play, just to switch it up. Someone might be free. He's able to do that. He's got that in his locker. And remember, guys, this guy's 19 years old, able to get to the byline, able to cut it back, balls over the top to find players. I find that is quite useful. Diagonal balls, we didn't see that a lot. He's doing those diagonal balls on the edge. That's something that we need to see a lot more. That was something I was looking forward in the Ange system, those diagonal balls on the edge of the box. He's able to execute that. Again, get to the byline. Can he cut it back? Yes, he can. He can mix it up. Can he cross it? Yes, he can. He can get into those dangerous areas and affect. And maybe in a better system, in a better team, in a better squad, with a striker, who knows what we could do with this particular player in this particular system on either the left flank or the right flank, but particularly the left flank, as you see in the heat map, is predominantly on that side. Comfortable on the ball as well, not shy, is able to fashion a chance for his teammate again, skips over a player, gets that byline, and here we have his shot creation action per 90. And I did it against a player that we've looked at before, called Matteo Solle. He's actually in Serie A, and he plays. He's actually contracted to Juventus, but he plays for a team in Serie A, similar age as well. He's an attacking midfielder, and he's second to him. I put Golovkin. We were also linked with Yamal. He's having an amazing season. He's young as well at Barcelona. Shot creation actions there quite high as well on that metric. So I thought that was quite cool. Here I put his goal creation actions again. Yamal, obviously his levels. So I like that he's quite high up as well. Wobbe's had a decent season, so I'm not mad at that. Again, in terms of successful take-ons, I said before, really good, 60%, sorry, in terms of take-ons. That's really high. 106 actual attempts. So if he can, like, you can see Solo there, he's doubled that. But if he can do more take-ons, I'll be really impressed with this type of acquisition, in my opinion. And a lot of fans have been looking at this guy. They want me to do a little review on them. So here we are. Again, goals and assists. I know Alex isn't really happy with it, and I understand why, because nowadays everyone's like, what's his GNA though? What's his GNA? What's his GNA saying? What's the goals and assists saying?
I'm just not about it anymore. I know what Big Preach is saying, but unfortunately, mate, unfortunately I'm an old-fashioned guy, and unfortunately I don't take it, unfortunately, because I think it's lazy. I think it's
GA doesn't give you the context of actually what the player can do, and so it's good to scout around and look around the underlying stats. Just to help.
I don't think it's in terms of the character as well, because this is the same thing we saw with like Ronaldo. You see what I'm saying? You know, he had that. He was raw, and that's it. But the thing is, though, he had the character to bring his game to another level. You know what I mean?
Also, just to add to that, he did have Alex Ferguson. I think Fergie challenged him that season. I remember he was doing all the tricks and flicks, and he was like, "Stop doing that." I remember he just battered him up. He's like, "Stop doing those steppies." Slapped him on the head. What are you doing? I need you to start getting down the line, either cross it or take a shot. And he said, look, I challenge you, Ronaldo. If you get 21 goals this season, then I can't remember what the bet was. He'll do this and that. I think he'll give him a pay rise or something. He gave him a challenge. And he said, but if you don't, you need to cut that silly hair off. Because remember, Ronaldo used to like his hair with a little blonde. He said, shave. Because, remember Ferguson didn't like no nonsense. He's like, all that pretty boots and all that pretty hair. He's a no-nonsense man. He wants everyone wearing black boots. He was like a disciplinarian. But I'm hoping, like, with the younger kids, that if they come in, younger players, that Ange is able to, they're more moldable, if that makes sense, because the older they are, this is debatable. We could debate this. But some people say the older they are, then, they might have back chat for man. I don't know, innit? But I'm just saying, in terms of the ceiling, I think if you get... you mix it in with more experience, more winners, and then you complement that with some young players, then possibly, and from like different leagues, you're not just like taking from Championship. Maybe you're taking from
that sort of player, bro. I think for me should be able to play all through the front three.
Yeah,
right?
That's what
and also do more, and also take on the ball. The worry for me at the moment, I see some good qualities there, but I just think a coach is just going to coach it out of him. That's what worries me. You know what I mean? Ange will do that for me. That's what worries me at the moment because I
Do
don't
you think
see.
Ange is a systems player, as in like?
I don't see him as a good
or does he give him more freedom?
The problem I have at the moment is this season. Now, again, I need to be proving this. At the moment, from this season, I don't see a good coach at the moment. I think he relies on his coaches a lot of the time. I think he's the manager and he has coaches around him at the moment. And that's where I'm struggling at the moment because I don't think anyone's really improved. Like I said before, I'll stick to my point, unfortunately. Yeah. But I just think with a player like that, you he needs to be nurtured into someone that can do more, be a someone that can play on all through the front three, and that's it for me. Because he's got the skill, and that's it. Someone that, like you just pointed out, someone shoots outside the box. You said, "Oh, why do lots of players do that?" Well, XG says a lot, doesn't it, bro? You know what I mean? Why does XG come up all the time? You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
there's a deeper and sorry to, but I don't know if someone was going to talk there, but this guy Doué, he reminds me a lot of Ousmane Dembélé because he was at Rennes before he went to Borussia Dortmund and then to Barcelona. The two-footedness, the fact that he's not shy to take on his man, to beat his rival, to shoot. I'm not sure whether Ousmane played down the middle like this guy apparently can, but definitely on either wing, his two-footedness was brutal. And I'm not sure if anyone saw this, but they actually asked him in an interview, but are you left-footed or are you right-footed? And he actually came out and said, I don't know. So this guy reminds me a bit of him, obviously maintaining the differences, but he reminds me a bit of him. And I think that at least here in Spain, the academies, the Spanish Football Federation, along with UEFA, are talking a lot about the fact that the 1v1s, or how beating your man, is something that is being lost in the lower teams, right, the lower levels, is something that is being lost. They're not training it. They're not managing. They're not showing how to do this in a country so technical, right? Historically technical, and that's being lost. And they are asking new managers or current managers of lower teams, lower division, well, not division, but lower teams like your under 12s, that are starting to understand concepts, tactical and technical, to implement more the 1v1 because it's being lost. So I think that players like Doué would be more efficient for Spurs, for example, than someone like Kulusevski, because they offer you down the wing, for example, because they offer you more options. Like, how many times have we seen Kulusevski go down the flank and then cut back and either, I don't know, pass back to Pedro Porro or whoever he may have near him, because he hasn't got a right foot. And a lot of people have been complaining about that, and he's like a one-trick pony, and I myself, because he can't get to the byline and do these kind of things. Now, when you're two-footed, like Doué seems to be, and quite proficient, you can offer that option and actually cut in, dribble, beat your man. So I actually think that regardless of whether he's 19 or not, going up to 20, whatever, he could actually be quite a good option for either flank. If we were to pursue this signing. So that's just my take on the player that you've just shown.
Good signing. I think he looks good, but the point I'm making is that unfortunately, I think he'll get coached out of him. I think at the moment, because like I said before, I think there's too many of these wingers that are so worried about their XG rather than worried about actually shooting because it's so good to see somebody shooting outside the box. But because we want to score the perfect goal that like we did last season, we've not had it. You know what I mean? We've not had it a lot of the time. You know what I mean? And that's what worries me regarding this signing, because I think he has got the you can see he's got something about him. Yes, he has.
Yeah, the ability. He's got the ability.
Nurtured into someone that, because that player like that should be playing all through the front three. Should be playing all through the front three, maybe even as a number 10 in my eyes as well, because he's got the skill and the quality, and maybe have the vision from what you just seen from that tape. The only thing I need to question him at the moment is what is his character like, because that would determine whether he's got that mentality up here. Whether he can, that mentality can grow. He won't be influenced by bad influences. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying at the moment.
I want to get Stell's point of view and then quickly come to Preach as well, just on this player and what you think as well. Yeah, go for it, Rob.
It's sort of anything, Ash. A young player from a foreign league, can they adapt to the Premier League? Can they play for a big six club, a fan base with a short patience? You don't know until they come and they get game time. Quite often, a lot of youngsters come to Spurs, and Villiers is a perfect example. It hasn't really happened, right? Doesn't mean it won't, but chances are it probably won't, because that's what history tells us at Spurs. But what I like about him, the way he pings that ball, man. Eriksen used to do that all the time for us, those balls. And part of me is thinking, actually, could it be developed into a hybrid wide player, hybrid number 10? Because with Maddison, he's very one-dimensional. He's not Eriksen. He's a different type of number 10. But if this boy could potentially play as a 10 that spreads the play the way he does, I see someone that could potentially give us something that I think we're craving for, because no one else in our team seems to be able to do that. So, but again, he's 19, Ash. So difficult to tell. I've always said when coaching, the hardest part of a player's development is that bridge from youth to adult. And your youth up to 21, that bridge to adult football is massive. And the Premier League, it's a massive jump in pace and physicality. The speed you have to make decisions at, it's a different world. And there's no guarantee a young player can make that jump. You don't know until they get the chance and they get plenty of minutes to see whether or not they break through. Like, you look at Arteta when he brought through Maitland-Niles, Smith Rowe, Saka, Joe Willock. The only one that's really flourished is Saka. And he brought like 4 of them through at once. So you never know. But the way he pings the balls, I was watching the videos and I was just thinking Christian Eriksen, man. I was just thinking,
Preach.
So, yeah.
So go. Yeah, Preach. What's your thoughts on the kid? Obviously, oh yes, by the way, Arsenal are looking at him. Just to ruin it for everyone. But yeah, go on.
From what you're showing, once again, it's a great player. I need to know what is Ange. I mean, how much do you rate his coaching ability to make players better?
I don't rate him at the moment. I'll be honest with you, Preach.
Yeah, go on.
You know what? I'll be real. Yeah, the front three, the Werners. I think Werner was his doing, and I think he got. I don't know. It's early, but Brennan right now, it's not looking good. I'll be real. If I had the mug, I'd have it. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? But
yeah. So none of you can. There's no players that you think improve.
The style of player I think he wants, yeah. If the recruitment team are doing their data-led analytics properly, and they find him the players that he needs, I think he could possibly coach it. Because I do think, you've seen the way he speaks to the media. If he's saying that in a dressing room, I'm pretty sure he can tap into their minds. Do you know what I'm saying? Because certain times he talks, I'm like, right, this guy's gassing me up. Do you know what I mean? So I can only imagine what he's saying to the players. And I know they have underperformed in the second half of the season, but just looking at what he said to from what I've seen in the press, I feel like he can. If he gets the right players, he can coach. I think he can get them up to the level. He can get them to
Ash.
Cook. Yeah,
Ash. I just want to jump in on it.
Yeah. This was about, man. This was about. Go on. Yeah.
Preach. For me, I don't think Ange is a top coach. I think he's a very good manager.
Yes.
People skills, motivator, Harry Redknapp style. But he comes with a philosophy of how he wants the game played, right? I think he knows what he wants, and I think he knows how to get the best out of the players he's got if they're his players. But in terms of taking a player and developing the player technically, developing the player in terms of decision making and seeing the game the way he wants it seen, for me, Pochettino's much better.
Yeah, that's what
in my opinion. If you're looking at developing an individual player, but then again, some managers, they employ coaches to do that part for them. I prefer if the manager can do it, because I think that's what makes Pep so great. He's an excellent manager and a brilliant coach. So that's how I look at Ange.
Celtic. That's why he wanted that Celtic assistant. That's why he wanted that Celtic assistant that he had at Celtic.
Yeah,
I think that's right. Why he wouldn't it.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You agree that if he's got the right players, he can get the job done. Then, yeah.
Any manager at Spurs can. Any manager at Spurs can, bro.
Any manager at Spurs. This is the problem. We've had this conversation.
Except for Nuno. Nuno's the only one I'm like.
That's just my point. You know what I'm saying? If that's the player that Ange wants, and you also believe he's that good, then like have that faith in it, like that they get the player that you want. Like that's all it is. That's my thing in it. Like if you do what the manager needs, then you're gonna be. Because if you look at what he's done so far, I like the style of football. So if he gets the players that he needs, that will play it, his charisma, the way he talks, his man management, I can't see how.
Why does so many Liverpool fans love Ange? Like every Liverpool I know, like they love Ange.
This blind faith. I just can't. Like I said, we can talk about blind faith all the.
No,
I'm not against him.
I don't know about that.
I'm against him signing.
It has to be.
Liverpool fans have. Go on, Chris. Go on.
I apologise. No, I was just going to say that it has to be blind faith in Slot as well, because Slot's come from the Netherlands. He's won less than Ange, and he's come from the quoted Farmers League. He's not really anybody, and you know, if you want to look at on a pedigree level, he's got a style of play that is attractive. So did Ange. You know, if you want to compare leagues, and yeah, okay, you might have 3 or 4 teams in the Netherlands that can challenge for a title if one or two have had an off year, right? You know, the others can win it. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, Scotland is Scotland, and we all know that about that, and we're not going to go bark on about the history since 1888. But you know, Slot is a big challenge for a huge club like Liverpool as well. But there has to be a bit of blind faith from the Liverpool contingency in Slot as well, because he might do a completely catastrophic job in the first year and get the backing and get the patience and get so why does it always have to be different for other clubs, where of course we see it from our perspective from outwards in, they seem to get the patience and everything seems to be hunky-dory from down south or wherever everybody else, and then they go on and progress, but we're chopping and changing all the time. Yeah, okay, well we know more or less why, because we're not consistent in what we do, and I suppose that's the reason. But you know, sorry, Alex. Yeah.
It's easy. Liverpool won trophies. They've done it. They've stuck with the manager. They've stuck with the manager, Klopp. They've had a record of doing it. We've not done it. That's the point. Okay. I don't know why we're going around the same old saying every single time. It's like, why is it Spurs? Yeah. Why can we not do this? Why can we not do that? Again, I wouldn't be saying this if I had the same success as Liverpool. I wouldn't be saying this if I had the same success as Leicester City. I wouldn't be saying this if I wasn't West Ham, who have done something last season, winning a Conference League that we were saying that we're embarrassed doing it with Conte. So again, I keep on barking on the same shit again. It's just like, again, I've got receipts for this whole thing again. It's like you keep on saying to me, have a little bit of faith. Oh, they've got blind faith. Liverpool won a Carabao Cup with youngsters. Yeah, a Carabao Cup, but we absolutely chucked in the bin with playing a second-rate team. Yeah, when we had 1 game a week. Liverpool had how many games? So this is the point. I'm sorry, Big Preacher. I'm actually bigging you up, by the way. So I'm bigging your team up, by the way. You know what I mean? Because I'm sorry, I can't do this. I'm
bigging you up.
I'm bigging you up. I'm bigging your team up because at the end of the day, I can't do this anymore. And yes, they got relegated, but they have a Premier League and a FA Cup to their name, by the way. Richie in the chat, by the way. So again, digging a hole for yourself again, by the way, that we would have our right arm for. We have our right arm for right now, by the way.
Hey,
guys, you know what I mean?
Just to finish up.
Sorry, Ashmatic, but it's one of those days.
I'm just gonna let everyone have their final say. People have got work in the morning in the chat. I'm sure people got work and things to do. So I'm gonna curve it there. I mean, it's been a pleasure as well having you guys on, man. We must do this more often. I don't know if I'm here every week because I'm still on the beach, guys. I'm just letting you know. I'm still sipping on my rum. Every now and then I might put a bit of Hennessy. I might mix my drinks.
Oh, shut up, man.
But yeah, basically, what are your final thoughts? And by the way, just a quick plug. We're back with our show, The Rivals. So if you like all of that fighting stuff, it wasn't meant to be a fighting show today. It was meant to be cool. But it is what it is, man. We break rules here. We don't have no rules here, man. We do what we like. We're rebels. But yeah, man, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to these people right here on our panel. But yeah, any final words? I will start with you, Chris, and then we'll work our way box office, preach, and end. Still, big up the chat each and every time as well. Words, bro.
No, nothing. Just thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure. And nice to see everybody here. Nice to meet Preach. And hope to see you again sometime. It's been a pleasure, refreshing to hear other people's points of view and to hear you. I'm sure that the chat and those that didn't know you have been pleasantly surprised. So yeah. So thank you, Ash, for inviting me and having me on, and big up to everybody.
Cool. Mr. Box Office, what are you telling me, man?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, Ash. Like I said, I was trying to be calm, but unfortunately, I
love it. I knew what I was doing, really.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin it for you, bro. I didn't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah. Man. Come on, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. You know how it is. You know what I mean? You know how it is. By the way, Big Preach, yeah. You know you're my guy, yeah. You know my guy, yeah. Yeah, there's no love. There's no, you know what I mean? Yeah, please don't take it personally. Yeah,
no, man, it's YouTube,
you know
baby.
You know. Yeah.
On,
I want the same energy on the Rivals show. By the way, I want the same energy. Yeah, I don't want this like coming on here. I want the same energy. Yeah, and I want all the other guys because I see it on the WhatsApp chat. Yeah, they're all talking. Yeah. I want to see that same energy on the Rivals show for this guy here, Ash. By the way, yeah. But yeah. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up everybody. Yeah, I am trying to do a show. I am preparing it. I am trying to prepare it, and that's it. Where I'm going to be more calmer. Like I said, I'm on the beach like Ashmatic, and watch out for Mr. Box Office on tour. You know what I mean? Because we need that Jamaican vibe, like they say. A little bit of a spoiler alert where I'm going on holiday, and that's it. And that's all I need to say, and that's it. That you keep it locked in, and that's it. Yeah. Big up to you, and big up and back to you, Smack. I'm done.
Preach.
Yeah, big up
for tomorrow. Yeah, you ready for tomorrow?
yeah. I hope I said everything.
No, don't worry, man. We got more where that comes from, man. Don't worry. We've got some different questions for you, man. Don't worry.
I know you. Yeah,
do your research. That's what I'm gonna say. Just do your research, bro.
Big up the gang. It's been overwhelming being surrounded by Spurs fans. Get me, but I've enjoyed it. Big up to the live chat. You know, I've been on point. Like I've been reading it properly and responding to a few lots. So big up the chat. Yeah, man. Big up the gang. See you on the Rival show. Yeah, I'm here anytime you need, Ash. You get me? Respect, yeah. Big up everyone. Still,
love, man. And Steph. Stelios.
Steph.
That's what ST of it, Steph. Whoops. Still.
I might start calling you Bash.
Say Bash, yeah.
Do you know what? I got called Stavros on the weekend. I nearly slept. I mean, it was just straight up racism, but okay, Stavros, Steph, whatever. Yeah, no. You know, thanks for having me on, man. Always one of my favorite YouTube channels, man. I mean it. It's brilliant. Spurs Kings TV, you and Marlon, everyone's fantastic. I am actually doing a coaching video on Ange. So people actually realize I don't hate Ange. I'm doing a proper coaching video. I'm going to explain everything about what he's trying to do, where I think he's taking it. It's just opinions, and people take opinions way out over the top. I just don't believe that he's going to do anything at Spurs because I don't trust the board to give him what he wants. I just don't. That's my issue. If he got the tools, I might be in a different place. But I know you said not to mention him, so I'm not going to mention that player's name. That player is what makes me feel, you know, that player just I lose faith, man. I lose heart in it. So that's just me, though. That's my view. That's where I'm at. But listen, great show. Big up, Preach, Chris, Box Office Bash.
Yeah, guys, listen, look, I'm going to continue looking at players, and hopefully one of the scouts, you know, look at it. Paratici's on the phone, and one of these deals get done, you know what I'm saying? And we'll say that we're cooking. But that's just my little input for Spurs, man. My head's in the clouds. As I said before, I'm in the beach. And that means sometimes I get a little high, you know? I get a little delusional off the juice. That's what it is. I like to dream.
Yeah, can we find Preach anywhere? Can we find you anywhere? Have you got a channel? Have you got...
You'll find them on my channel, bro. We'll find them on my channel.
You know where you are. You're on the beach. You're on the beach, man. I want to talk to the main man.
I've been inspired by you guys' rival shows. I'm not even lying. I've been talking to a few people as well.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get something going. But yeah, no, it's all about here, man. It's all about here.
All right. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have to do with Ash then. Cheers.
Listen. He said it. We'll call him out if them shows ain't running, bro. You know what I'm saying? You sit here live.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Big up each and everyone. In Big Ange we trust, right? Come on, you Spurs, like, yeah. Big up.
Slot, anti-slot.